Okay, we're live. We're live. What is going on, D-Bags? We are back here again with another episode of the Detox Podcast, episode 78. I'm cheating. I looked at the notes. What are you going to do? I'm your host, Darren Rita. Feel free to connect with me at any of the links down below. And if you're new here and you enjoy comedy, music, or podcasts, do consider subscribing. We are one subscriber away from 600. So let's see if we could do that today. Before I introduce you guys my guest, though, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about car insurance. These days, it seems as if we're able to do more and more from home. So while you're at home, why aren't you saving money on your car insurance? Your hometown agency, Kenosha Auto Insurance, has specialized for years in simple, hassle-free insurance using the latest in touch-free technology to help you get the best rates for you and your family. So what are you waiting for? Give them a call today at 262-448-4141. That's 448-4141. The website is kenoshains.com. One last time, that's 262-448-4141. The worst that could happen is they will get you the best rates. I've got a hair on my microphone, and it's freaking me out. With all of that out of the way, I am pumped to introduce you guys to my guest this week. Reintroduced, I should say. According to our voting and award system of last year, she was one of your guys' favorite guests. Last time she graced the show, she managed to cover a variety of topics from bullies all the way to what it means to call someplace home. Let's please give a wet detox welcome to the co-winner of the most chaotic episode, Chatty, Cailin McCracken. There's no clap track. I pretend like I'll get one every week, and I'm not gonna do it, guys. I should.
That would be a good stocking stuffer.
It would. I see what people, family. Just kidding. I made them get me a Lego set, so that's not on anybody but myself. But welcome back, Cailin. How are you?
I am doing well. I'm very happy to be here.
I'm hyped to
also,
have you back.
I do want to make a comment. Aleda, you have to subscribe to get to 600 subscribers, right? You need one more?
Yeah, we need one more.
Aleda, if you subscribe, that's all we need. She might not be tuning in yet. I don't know.
Need the iCarly button thing. Yes, we do. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, you could like program something like that, right?
Yeah,
Where
we can do it. I just haven't done it yet, basically.
You should do that.
I should. It would be epic. I just would be tough to mix it live. I'd have to like have a set volume so it wouldn't get too loud in case.
Well, there's got to be a way to like program it into the computer, right? Where Kenna can just.
Yeah, no, it would. I would set it up as just a button, and I'm sure like some OBS wizard out there is roasting me right now for not having done it yet.
I'm sure like it's very basic, like first level programming.
Oh yeah, it's probably not very tough at all. But I'm excited to have you back, as we were talking right before we went live. For already subscribed, she said. Aleda's already subscribed. Fuck. So we got to see someone else can get that last one.
I told Devin Coleman, I was texting her today because it's her birthday. Happy birthday,
Happy birthday, Devin.
She's at work until 7. But I told her to just, like, if she doesn't have birthday plans, to just watch this and turn it into a drinking game. And, like, every time I say fuck, she has to take a shot.
Boom. She's already at 1.
And honestly, well, 2.
2.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I think everyone should do that.
Yeah.
I think everyone watching right now should just take a shot every time I say fuck. They will be plastered.
Deal. Yeah. You guys are already working up a good. I'll make Cameron subscribe. Is that team lead Cameron? Is that it?
Cameron, that's my sister's boyfriend. Team lead Cameron. Oh, she said that. I thought you said.
No. I said team lead Cameron because I believe.
Oh, because you work there.
Yeah.
I always forget you work with my sister.
I didn't know that. Okay,
she didn't know that for like a month. She didn't know that you guys work together.
I saw her a couple of times like in passing, but like I was just busy and I didn't have like a second to be like, hey, I work here. So that's why
pay attention to me.
Yeah. So
I didn't know that either. We were like talking one day on the phone and she was like, did you know Darren Rita works at my Target like with me? And I was like, no, I didn't know he had a job at Target, period.
Yeah. It was kind of needed some money and they were hiring for seasonal help. So that's how I'm there.
I would work at Target.
It's fun. It's easy too.
It seems
not to discredit anybody that works at Target. It's fun. It's just a good job.
Right. Well, yeah. And I don't know. I mean, I like Target, so
I'm not sponsored by Target, sadly, but you know, we'll
sadly,
see. One day I'll get to be. Who was the guy that went viral working at Target? Was it like Alex from Target? Yeah.
The like attractive boy that I don't know was praised by prepubescent females.
Yeah, some girls at like checkout or whatever just like took a video of him.
Yeah, they took a picture. Can you imagine like Darren from Target? Like literally,
it would never
happen
for me like that. It would never happen for me like that.
Your hair's gotten curlier and it looks like really nice.
It doesn't when I go to work because I am trying to play with. You got the mask on. You got to just kind of throw it all back.
Yeah.
It's a big mess. I'm trying to go a whole year without cutting it. We'll see.
Oh, so when was the last time you cut it? Because you grew it out pretty far over.
March,
pandemic, right?
March, yeah, like right
you
before.
You grew everything out before the pandemic.
Yeah.
Or during the pandemic.
Yeah, I didn't shave for like 4 months. Like I didn't shave my beard at all. I just let it go, and it was awful, so gross.
Was
But
there a purpose or just like to see if you could do it?
I just wanted to see like how long I could go.
You didn't have to get formal for anything, so.
Yeah, that was like the whole thing. So I kind of just like, I'm gonna see how long I can do this. And then when it came to my hair, it was like I got it cut like the week before they announced everything was shutting down. So I was like, oh shit. Well, I guess I'll get it cut when we go back. We haven't really gone back to normal, so I just don't want to do it now.
Yeah, I mean, hey, keep it going, you know.
Yeah, we'll see. I at this point, it's like, what, I gotta go like 3 more months to get
It's
back
like,
to March.
why not?
Yeah, why
like
not?
this is the home stretch, you know.
Exactly, it's easy.
Starting
now.
it is hard. Finishing it is the easiest part.
No, this is definitely the worst part. I look at myself every day in the mirror and I'm like, fuck.
Okay,
dude.
wait. I do have a question. Do you think that the home stretch is the hardest part of a task or starting it? And I'm talking home stretch like where it's painful.
Oh.
Like it's not just you're well into it and like you're on a roll. It's like the end of it where literally it's either mental or physical torture going through it. But like,
yeah, I kind of think, and this might sound weird, but I don't know. Like, you took physics in high school, I'd imagine, right?
and college.
Yeah. Okay. So you've done some physics, right? So you know that like any force, like if I push down on this table, it's like pushing the equal and opposite, right? So I think starting something and ending things are like the most exciting part of it, of anything, but I also think they're equally the most challenging. Like in the same amount of excitement that there's the same level of challenge. Like I think starting anything is so scary for people and so hard, but like when you do, or the idea of it sometimes can be so exciting that it can kind of match that.
Right, because it's so novel and like,
yeah, and it's like the same way. Because I was gonna just like right away kind of agree with you, because I was thinking back to when just recently when we ran the marathon, like once you get to like 2 miles left, you're like, oh my god, I can run 2 miles. I ran this many, like whatever, right? But those last couple, like there's that excitement of like, oh my god, I'm almost done, but it's also like, holy shit, my body has gone through 20 something miles. I don't think I can go any more miles. And it's like, but then when you think about like writing a song, the best parts of writing a song are the idea and then finishing that song finally. And the middle, like, kind of sucks. So I don't know. I don't really know if that's a good answer. I think I kind of just went in a circle around it.
No. Well, I mean, you did give 2 answers. You said
I guess.
both.
Yeah, so I guess it's both.
I don't know. For me, that end is always the easiest. Starting something is... I feel like starting new things is really hard for me. And I think it's because I get a lot of anxiety about it. Like there's a lot of unknown and I don't know what I can and can't control. I think that's what it comes down to. Like I don't know if I will be able to control the product and the process the way I want to. And so it literally scares the shit out of me. And I will avoid starting things for so long. And then once I start them, like I get on a roll or whatever. And towards the end, and it's like the same with working out too. Like in terms of cardio, not necessarily lifting, but like when I'm doing cardio, the last 2 minutes, like when I have 10 minutes left, even if I'm not hurting that bad, I'm like, oh my God, like I still have 10 minutes of this. But the last 2 minutes when my body is aching and I feel like I'm going to keel over and die, I'm like, it's 2 minutes. Like that's so easy. Like I could do this for another 15 minutes. It's like it gets progressively mentally easier the farther you go, but physically harder.
You kind of motivate. It's like checkpoints almost, where like you kind of see like if you were with cardio, right? If you were running for, with your example, if I'm running for 20 minutes or so, and I like to start it, I'm like, damn, I really don't want to go for a 20-minute run or whatever, a 30-minute run. And then you see that you've only got 2 left. You're like, okay, I can do it. But I don't know. I think with starting, I think like maybe it's just because I've started a lot of things and I've kind of learned a way I feel like to cheat that. And I think it's like if you just start a shit ton of things, but don't put a ton of pressure on yourself to finish all of them. In a sense of like, I do get really worked up and stressed out about like finishing projects, but I'll often do this where I make a huge checklist and I'm like, these are all the things I need to start by the end of this week. And then it's like, I don't have to finish all of them by the end of this week. But like you said, starting is really hard. And I think it used to be really hard for me too, until I kind of tricked myself into thinking like, okay, well, I have this many things to start. If I can just start 3 today and then 3 the next day or 1 or whatever it is, I think you can kind of like trick yourself into making starting not that big of a deal.
Well, I think it's practice. Like, I think you just have to do it a lot. I think for you, because you are a creator, like you have to start new things all the time. But for me, like I don't have that pressure to start new things. Like I'm very schedule oriented and routine oriented. And
So that kind of shakes up your schedule then too.
yeah,
Something
exactly.
new does.
And it's like, okay, so if something goes wrong here, how is the rest of my routine going to be affected? And I think that's why I fear it so much. And I don't have any pressure to be a creator. Like, I don't have any pressure to start a ton of new things.
That
Because
makes sense.
theoretically, I could do exactly what I'm doing now for the rest of my life and probably be just fine.
That's scary. Don't say that.
But,
it's
well,
like a scary thought.
luckily, it's a scary thought,
Freaks
but
me out a little bit.
I'm happy that I don't have the mindset of being okay with that. Like,
that
I
makes
want
me
to do
happier.
new things for myself, so like I end up starting new things. But I think for me, when I start something new, my fear is that I'll give up halfway through, and so I just don't start it because I don't want to fail. And I think that's why the last 2 minutes of cardio is so easy for me, because I know that I'm not going to give up in those 2 minutes. But when I have 10 minutes left, I'm like, yeah, 5 minutes from now I might give up.
Are you
Like,
more
I don't know future Cailin.
Are you scared of actually failing, or are you kind of scared of what you're gonna think of yourself?
I'm scared of
because you fail?
disappointing myself.
Okay.
100%. No, because I think failing is almost impossible. Actually, I think if something is humanly achievable, I don't think. I
think failing, like, I think you have to fail. I mean, that's like the corniest, like, motivational speaking thing. But
you
I feel
don't
like,
fail until you stop trying, and if you're gonna try for the rest of your life, then you can't fail until you
see,
die.
I guess if you describe failure as that way, then yes, I don't think that there's any.
I truly think, well, because I think anything that is humanly attainable, like, there's no subset of human, right? You're a human, I'm a human.
Yeah.
One person may or may not be smarter or more motivated or whatever, but at our core, we're humans. So if something is humanly achievable, you should theoretically be able to achieve it. You are a human. Now, I mean, there's risk reward, right? So like, if you're 5 feet tall, not very athletic, and like have never played basketball in your life, you're probably not going to get to the NBA.
It would be tough. It would be tough. Yeah.
Right. But it is humanly achievable. And so technically you should be able to do it. But is that risk worth the reward? Like devoting the rest of your life to maybe possibly one day getting in the NBA?
Yeah.
No.
I get what you're saying.
But it is possible. And I think like, so like, to answer your question, I'm never afraid of failing anything, because I literally think I could do anything if I tried to. And I think you could, and I think Kenna could. I think everyone can do anything that they want to do.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like, I don't want to get to the point where I'm so disappointed in my performance that I end up giving up. And like, I don't let things go easily.
Yeah.
Like, so I would ruminate on that, and
You just it would just sit there and
it would
bake
sit
in your
there,
mind.
and I'd
yeah.
be like, you fucking failed.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Like,
See, I don't see things as like, I guess I get what you're saying, and I get what I kind of agree in the sense of like, I think, yeah, if it's humanly attainable, like, you can do anything. And trust me, I know we like, I mentioned it before, but when, like, mentally, when me and my friends like finished that marathon, like, we were like, bro, fuck anybody.
Fuck anybody.
We can do whatever the fuck we want. I don't care what anybody says to me.
It's true.
And I do get that, but like, I also know from starting a whole lot of things, and doing a whole lot of like first things, especially in like a creative sense, you definitely like you have to fail, or I guess in your sense it wouldn't be, you
have
wouldn't
to trial and error.
Yeah, you wouldn't, I guess you wouldn't,
I think,
in your definition of it, you wouldn't consider that failing, but for I guess a lot of people, like, it's, I guess, I don't know what you call it,
well,
failing
you know
upwards.
what,
I have to do it and it fucking suck to
Yeah.
realize, okay, that sucks. Now I can do it better because I know what's wrong and I know what I can do. And that doesn't mean it's gonna be perfect yet.
Right.
Doesn't mean I totally succeeded yet, but it means that I'm a step closer because I learned this, and now I can do I won't do that again, or I'll do that better.
Right.
And so, like, I don't know, I've noticed that with like with music, with even the podcast, the first podcast we did, like, totally fucking, me and my guy Harrison that started it, we were working at I was bartending, he was bar backing, and we would talk every day how we want to do a podcast every day. And I was like, bro, I've been trying to do this for like 3 years. I have all the mics, I have everything. I'm like, I don't know when to do it. Yeah. And like, he knew the how, and I was like, I want to do it. And he didn't want to obviously do one, but he wanted to be on like the back side of it. And I remember just being like, let's just do it this Monday. And and I literally, it was like on a Friday, and I was like, let's do it on Monday. We've been getting all the stuff. We have everything. We talk about it every day. Asked one of my coworkers to be on. She said yes.
Wait, which one was that?
Renee, McKenna's aunt. So.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, and so I was like, let's do it, man. Let's just do it on Monday. And so we set it up. We did it on Monday, and you would be surprised when it's like, that deadline is right there. It's like almost like that last 2 minutes of that run. Like we're like, we can do this, and we're freaking out. We're finding all the parts. We bringing the table down here, getting the set and everything. We have her on. Internet wasn't ready for it. The cameras weren't ready for it. The mics weren't set up right. Nothing in the whole podcast sucked. It's still up on YouTube, so people can go see how bad it sucked. But I think without doing it and like starting that one, the second one doesn't have, the second, the
No,
third,
I
and the
totally
fourth. And now we're
agree.
here at 78. So
I encountered something like that today, which I'll get to in a second. But I think like the perfect analogy is you haven't, or like you've lost the battle, but you haven't lost the war. So I think like you can lose battles along the way, but you haven't lost the war until you die. I think that's the way I would describe it. Like there is trial and error.
So it's not a failure, and that's not a fail. Yeah, that's not you failing.
Well,
in
I
your
think
eyes.
like you fail tasks, but you don't fail a goal until you've given up. Like I don't.
That's
think
a good way to put it. I like that.
Like I don't think you can say that you failed to achieve something. You may fail to perform at certain check marks, but you haven't failed to achieve anything until you have decided you're not going to try to achieve it anymore.
Damn, that's dope. I like that. I just like that mindset. That's cool. That's a cool way to put it. I really like that.
Well, and it really like that's what helps me when I'm like feeling really down on myself, or like I feel stupid all the time in college, like so much shit or I'll be like sitting in lecture. I swear to God, science is a conspiracy. Like I think I've told you this before. Like sometimes I'm sitting there, and especially on my dumb days or the days that I didn't get enough sleep the night before, or like I did poorly on an assignment and now I'm in my next class like thinking about the last assignment. I'm like, there's no way this is real. Like you're telling me that like this happened. Like how do you know what's happening inside of my cells? You don't fucking know what's happening inside of my cells. You can't see that deep. If I can't see, like I just feel like they're lying to me half the time. It's so crazy the shit that you learn in these science classes.
I'm positive. And just for those that don't know, what are you going to school for?
Biochemistry and molecular biology.
Yeah, so that's way above my pay. I took one chemistry
Above
class.
your pay grade.
One chemistry class in college, and let's just say I needed a lot of help from Chegg. So
in college.
Yes, in college. Yeah, it was very difficult for me.
You know, I'll say like it's weird how chemistry can be so diverse within itself. Like I think organic chem is way easier than gen chem.
Okay.
Don't look at me like that.
How so?
Don't.
Because that's what I mean. A lot of people are like, this girl's full of shit. There's no way.
Because it makes sense to me. Like gen chem, I mean, I did it and I got through it and it made sense when I was learning it, but like it was never intuitive is what I mean. Like I had to study a lot for it and I had to put a lot of time into it. OChem, I swear to God, like I would go to OChem, I'd pay attention in lecture. I was like, that's like a puzzle piece. Like why would that not
like
make
it all
sense?
just made a lot of sense.
It made
just
like
clicked.
It did, like to the point where like I could go on an exam. Probably if I didn't study for an OChem exam, I could probably come out with like an 85 just based on like knowing.
There's a
like it makes so much. Once
you're flexing
you take
on all of us right now,
I
dude.
think you'd be really good at OChem. I think you would have the same.
I think you're projecting. There's no way.
No, because we have the same type of mind. I think that's the difference.
Maybe
if you're like super analytical versus super conceptual, I think those are the different types of chemistry. And I think like analytical chem, I was god awful at analytical chem.
Okay.
Well, I guess that.
I mean, if you're going for like you're definitely got to be all right.
When I say I'm god awful at it,
is that like a B- in your world?
I don't think I've ever gotten a B-.
She's not good. This is just full of shit, guys.
No, I'm kidding. I got so many D's in high school.
Really? I got one D.
Do you remember when I was almost ineligible? Like literally, I was almost ineligible for basketball because I was failing the class. I remember going up to Square. I was like, Square, I have something to tell you, and just like this too. Like I was kind of giggling because I was like, he can't be that mad at me, right?
You're just not doing assignments, or how?
I literally, high school was a series of naps.
Okay.
Like I truly. Actually, like my biggest fear in math class was that someone would see the drool puddle on my desk. 'Cause I drool a lot when I sleep.
I have that same problem sometimes.
Yeah, and that was like a fear of mine that like I would end up. And actually, Olivia Claus did see me drool.
Oh,
She
damn.
it was, I think sophomore or junior year, we had a math class together, and she I was napping the entire class, and then I woke up and she was laughing her ass off at me, and I was like, dude, you gotta wake me up when I do that. She was like, no, dude, there was straight drool
Can't just let me
coming
sitting
from
it.
your mouth. Like I couldn't wake you up from that. Like, it was fucking hilarious.
Damn, should you get it on video?
She should have, but she didn't.
Damn, should
She's
have forever.
She,
Darren took a bunch of D's in high school. Got him. Yes, you're right. It's truthful. Kepi also says, what you guys get for Christmas? What'd you get for Christmas?
What did I get for Christmas? I had a really, really good Christmas this year.
Really?
Yeah. Like, just, I feel like it was the most functional McCracken family Christmas that has ever happened, actually.
Wow.
So that was good.
Great year.
Yeah, honestly.
I mean,
well,
great
I mean,
Christmas
not great.
year.
It was a great
Christmas.
end of 2020.
Yeah, fourth quarter.
Yeah. What did I get for Christmas? I got AirPods, which was really cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now you are officially the coolest person I've had
Now
on this
I'm
podcast.
officially a 22-year-old in the 21st century.
Yeah.
Because
I don't.
before I honestly, like, I think I've wasted cumulatively a full day of my life untangling my headphones.
Yeah.
Like the amount of time, and with the amount of walks I go on too, like I spend a minute before and a minute after, like, detangling my headphones. 2 walks a day. That's already 4 minutes of my day. I've been doing that for the last 2 years.
So like, this is my whole thing with AirPods. I mean, they're super the memes for AirPods are hilarious. Where like, just like you are automatically like the coolest person in the room. Air quotes if you have AirPods.
I've never seen those memes.
That's basically this one guy. I've seen like there's a lot of basketball ones where like there'd be like a white kid with the shooting sleeve and AirPods, and I got crossed up by this guy today at the gym, and then like it's like my life is over because that's the kid that just crossed. It's like shit like that, but like just having AirPods is like just like somewhat of a meme to me, and so like I've had some interactions with people, friends of mine, where we've even went to basketball games, like professional basketball games. And like they wore their AirPods the whole time, and like just had them in there to like
just to have them.
And like
just be a dick.
Yeah, and like it was like kind of like, what are you doing, man? Like we're at this fucking game. Are we hanging out like the whole drive there? He was listening to music in like the back seat. We drove, it was like 5 people going. Didn't talk to any of us, and then like we got there, and like I can never tell when he's listening or when we're just like chilling at the game because he's just got these AirPods
That bugs
in.
the shit out of me when people like have their headphones in, and I'm like, even if you're not playing music, just take them out. Do me some courtesy.
It's just like, but it's like flexing on me at the same time because it's like
that's the AirPods.
That's fucking AirPods, dude. They're cool. Like they're fucking cool. But it's just, I don't know. I don't know if I'm built to wear AirPods. So
I am 100% built to wear AirPods, not because of that, but because walking is such a fucking chore without them. Walking during the summer, headphones are fine. Walking during the winter with a headband, like earmuffs, and a mask is like. And then trying to like
that's a lot of
wire
excess
headphones.
weight, yeah.
Yeah, like add like 5 pounds to my
your
head when I
yeah.
go on walks, literally. And yeah, or like I also go on long walks, so oftentimes I might stop into a gas station to use the bathroom. But before I do that, I have to like get all of my gear off, which by the way requires taking off your gloves first, which is awful because it's freezing cold, especially in Eau Claire.
And you're in Eau Claire. It's a lot colder there than it has been here, at least.
Significantly. It is so bad. Actually, like there have been a few frostbite scares. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
Yes, I call my mom every time it happens because I get so scared.
From walks or?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You should drive more.
I don't have a car.
Okay,
and also, I walk for fun. Like I walk to listen to podcasts and stuff. So
that's fair.
But no, like it's just a whole, and then like with the mask too, like that adds a whole new dynamic of the tediousness that goes behind the wired headphones.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense. So that's like your big gift that you got this year was the AirPods.
Yeah, and there was one other like significant thing I thought that I can't think of.
Wow, somebody's hurting right now. Somebody got you something special, and they're like, "Damn, she forgot." I know.
Well, I mean, like I got, because I have 7 people in my family, so like you get a gift from each of them, and most of them are small. Like I got like ankle weights and stuff from. I know it's funny, but I got ankle weights from my sister Maggie, but because I'm like trying to rehab my hip, so I need to add weight to like the end of my leg to do my little.
Oh, got you, yeah.
So that's why, like, I got ankle weights.
It wasn't.
It wasn't to like speed walk like a grandma with like ankle weights on, but
I used to.
Which I might do.
Dude, that wouldn't even be as cringy as what I'm about to tell you. Is that Tim and I, borrowed ankle weights from our moms and wore them every day of 8th grade, I think, or 7th grade.
What
was it? 7th? I think it was 7th grade. Under our pants.
Increase your hops.
Because we thought I read somewhere that what's his fucking name? Ty Lawson, some guy that used to play for the Nuggets, was like 5'8".
He played for the Nuggets.
Yeah,
that's all you need.
Exactly.
To know.
And so he was like 5'8", and he really wanted to dunk, and he was like, I mean, obviously already super gifted, like was gonna go to the NBA, but his like high school coach was like, bro, you're never gonna dunk unless you do something to like change that shit.
Unless you fuck with ankle weights.
Yeah, so then basically for 4 years, the dude wore ankle weights every day at school, like never took them off, like did practices with them, only took them off for games. And so I heard that story and I was like, Tim, this is all we have to do. This is it, man. We just got to get ankle weights and we can fucking dunk in like 3-4 years from now. And he was like, bet, I'm gonna do it. And so we did it, and we wore it for a year, and then we were like, dude, this fucking sucks. We didn't wear it. We probably didn't even finish the whole year. We probably had it for like a couple months. But I remember for months wearing these lime green fucking ankle weights underneath my jeans, underneath my socks, because I was embarrassed to wear shorts a lot.
So that's what 8th grade boys do.
Yeah, I think it might have been 7th or 6th, but it was like junior high years.
I remember Tim had hops.
He did. He still has hops.
He could touch the rim in like 8th grade, I think. Maybe sooner. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe around then. I don't know, but yeah,
I just remember
he's got
being
long
very
arms
impressed by his hops.
Yeah, and he doesn't have a lot of meat on him either. He's very like
he's
it's
very
not
light,
like
dude. He's like a bird.
Yeah, I think
really tall bird.
Really tall bird. Yeah, he's like he's like the same height as me, so that would make
Is
me
he?
a tall bird. Yeah, we're like the same height.
Really? I thought he was like 6 foot.
I don't think so. He's like the same height as me,
No,
right?
I
I'm
think
pretty
Tim
sure
is
we're like
6 foot.
I'm pretty sure we're like equivalent, like
I'm gonna
almost
text
exactly.
Tim.
Yeah, find out. We got to get to the bottom of it. So.
Yeah, honestly.
I have no idea, but yeah. So that was my embarrassing ankle weight story. I didn't get any AirPods for Christmas. That's for sure.
Damn, what did you get?
I got Legos.
Right, we were talking about your Lego
I'm gonna be building a huge master builder set.
Can they see this like on the?
No, they can't see any of this stuff.
Oh, so they don't know.
They don't know. Well, I built this big one that we have. There's a Millennium Falcon here on the desk, and I built this one on stream on the YouTube channel a couple weeks back, and it was like a 5-hour stream of me building this.
Yeah, I
Lego
do
set.
remember seeing the 5-hour timestamp and saying I'm not watching.
Yeah,
that.
no, I don't. I was actually gonna. I'm pissed that I didn't do it. Maybe I still will. I was gonna go through like put that in my editing software and just like speed it up like 500% and just put like a time lapse of it and like put that on my Instagram for like people to just like see, because it's just satisfying seeing it all.
Right, it'd be a cool time lapse for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just funny. So I just like I'm probably gonna do that with the other one and just like have people like come hang out. That one's way bigger though, so it's gonna take me probably. I think it's 3 times the amount of pieces as that. So
Kenny, you know what you should do? You should take advantage of the post-Christmas deals and buy one, like something for Darren next year for Christmas.
Right now,
And
me another
and
Lego
then
set.
you won't have
Fuck
to
it.
pay full price next year.
the ankle weights, funniest thing I've heard. Yeah, it was an embarrassing time. It really was. But hey, we did it. I played college basketball, so the joke's on everybody.
That is true. Yeah,
It worked in some capacity.
You played a collegiate sport, like that's big.
That is big at a very small school that doesn't even count as college in my eyes, but it still happened. Over 3,000 pieces on this. Yes, on the Lego set, exactly.
I don't know how you do college and also sports at the same time. Like that just seems
I mostly did sports and then college.
College on the side.
Yeah, it was kind of. That's what it was. I mean, honestly, the school I went to wasn't even, maybe like in total the facility was like the size of Wilmot. Maybe it might have been a little smaller, honestly.
Yeah, because like I have quite a few friends in track, and like even like they do weekend workouts. They have practices. Yeah. I mean, obviously, right? Like they have practices during the week.
You got games.
You got games. You have to leave school for like a full week. I don't know like about you or anyone else, but like the weekends aren't downtime. Like that's when I hyper focus on school because I finally have time to focus all of my energy on the studying I need to do.
Yeah.
So if I had to leave town for a weekend to go like run places, I wouldn't be able to do it.
It's like the opposite for like when you're in sports. It was like the week, like during the week you're like getting ready, and then I mean you have games during the week
to go.
But then on the weekend, like we had every Saturday, I think we had a game at least, and then sometimes Sundays we had tournaments and shit. So and they're like 7-hour drives. Like it was a weird conference. It was like we'd only play against UW schools, so like we would drive, and so like they didn't have like nice coach buses. We weren't flying anywhere. It was like we would take like a regular school bus, a fucking yellow school bus, no bathroom on it, nothing, and drive 8 hours to what was the one place, the really far one. I can't remember off the top of my head. Huh? I don't fucking know, dude. This really far. I was pissed, but we ended up beating them by like 42. They were so bad. I can't remember the name of it. Barron, UW Barron.
Oh,
is that close to you guys?
We're literally associated with them. Like
you guys absorbed them.
Eau Claire Barron.
Yeah, you guys absorbed. We got absorbed by Whitewater. the school I went to. So,
Okay. Oh, that's funny. You guys both got absorbed by college.
No, they all got absorbed. So there's like 13 big UW campuses, and then there was 13 little ones, and all the 13 little ones got absorbed by
Yeah,
one.
I didn't really know like the intricacies behind it. I just knew that apparently we had 2 colleges now, and I was like, okay, I don't really care.
Yeah, so we had to drive like all the way up to you guys with like no bathroom, and it was like
I mean, that's not an 8-hour drive.
How
it's a
fucking
4-hour
far
drive.
is it? Are you sure it's not 5?
From Twin Lakes to Eau Claire is 4 hours.
We're going from Janesville, so I don't know if that's further.
That's closer, dude.
Is it?
I think so.
Someone mapped this out, dude.
Yeah.
UW Barron to UW Rock County.
Maybe it was like Marinette. That one's like way up by Door County.
Okay, maybe it was Marinette. I don't know. It's one of these. But I do remember going to Barron, and we destroyed the fuck out of them. And I was so angry. I remember like beating them so badly, and like the kids were bad, and like they didn't really care. Like they were just like, we have a team, so we came out for a team, like whatever. And I remember like feeling bad for like a split second, and then being like, no, fuck you guys. I had to drive here.
No, fuck
I have to shit. I have to shit right now, and I couldn't go, and there was no time when we got here because we had to just go right into warm-ups. And so yeah, fuck you guys. We're gonna beat you by 40. You can suck it.
That is so funny,
And
dude.
it was just
I can't
weird.
believe you played all the way out there though. Like that's a long drive.
It is a long drive. It was weird.
I mean, like that would make sense for like a big college with a coach bus, but
Yeah.
not a college that's about to be absorbed by another college.
Yeah.
That seems like a.
And then they cut the program altogether. I guess like none of the schools have like teams anymore. So I feel bad.
All the smaller schools.
Yeah, I feel bad. They all get like.
Well, can they play? So like, could Barron play for Eau Claire then, like students?
Yeah, so basically like the bigger schools all do their own recruiting and everything though. So like unless
they don't really care.
they're like, well, if you had to go there, we don't want you basically. So you could
Damn.
play intramurals. That's what some of my friends that were
Or
still
club.
there the next day. Yeah, they were like, yeah, I might do intramurals or club, and I was like, damn,
Intramurals
so
are a
glad.
joke, dude.
I would never.
No, I
Couldn't.
tried. It's a joke.
Because people don't care, and it's fine. That's fine for people to have fun. People should be able to do that
Yeah.
somewhere. But it's not for me. I'll freak out.
I mean, I would play intramurals with an all men's team. I didn't like co-ed intramurals because like, and this isn't like misogynistic or anything. Like men are just generally they play faster. They're
it's a
stronger.
different sport, pretty much.
Right. I mean, well,
It's the same game, but it's very different when
Like,
you're
and
watching
here's
girls
the
play
thing.
versus guys play.
like I know girls that could kick your ass or any guy's ass or whatever,
Doubt
but
it.
they're not. Yeah, doubt it.
Doubt it. No
But
one's
they're
taking
not
me.
like typically the type that are joining intramurals. Those are the types that are at like D1 colleges playing ball.
Mhm.
So like if you are a girl at a college who's that interested in basketball and like you're not on the team, you're probably just like not super athletic. And that's a hasty generalization. Like
Yeah.
fuck, I'm a girl that's at a college
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
not on a college team, whatever.
Yeah.
But I think you get what I'm saying. Like it's just not, the competition isn't as strong.
Yeah. And people just don't. It's
And I'm not a man, so I can't do like all men's.
that it's just not a lot of people caring quite as much, I would say. Taya Gaines says, "Hi, I can't hear you because I'm at a restaurant, but I love y'all." She says she is so hot. So thank you, Taya. What's
Wait,
going
Taya
on?
said I'm so hot?
Yes. Holy
Awesome.
crap. But for those that are listening on Spotify the day after or whenever, that's from our live chat. So if you're missing this show, you can watch live at 6 p.m. Monday nights. But speaking of Taya, and
Taya's my hype man.
I mentioned this when I was reintroducing you. You guys won an award at our award show and for the most
I wasn't
chaotic
there.
episode. We did a chatty award ceremony. So
Yeah.
I have this for you.
Oh my god.
Actually, yeah. So it's not, we didn't have the time to laser engrave it, so it's just my signature. But
You didn't have time to laser.
yeah, we built those at
most
Mr. Marshall's
chaotic
house.
episode, and this is your signature.
It is a piece of wood that I spray
Where
painted
do I show
gold.
it?
You can just you can hold that up. You can
Okay.
it's
I know
yours.
that's a little bit lagged.
It's you and it'll show up for them in a
Okay.
couple seconds. But that's for you and Taya. So I will give that to you,
Dude,
and you guys
wait,
can
but
figure
wasn't
it out.
Taya here to?
She was not here.
She wasn't here.
No, she was gonna come, and then I forgot what happened. She was in the comment section. Yeah, she said she was like commenting the whole time, like "OMG, we won" and stuff, but she wasn't here.
Interesting.
That's for you guys. Yeah, congratulations on
Dude, thank you. I'm gonna take this one.
that. Yeah, that's fair.
I'll give a picture to Taya, and she can use it. Oh my
She
God.
could check it out on her own time. But no, yeah, we were talking even before we went live about how you're honestly one of I wanted to get you back on. I think it was tough because you were at school and stuff.
Yeah,
We've been trying
to do this for a minute, and then
Yeah.
over Thanksgiving. Sorry, this is probably making a lot of noise.
It's not terrible. I'm sure it's okay. As long as you're not
Someone
don't
comment.
get too crazy.
Aleda, comment how loud.
How
this
annoying.
is.
Yeah, just keep clicking
Just so
it.
I
That'll
know
help.
how loud it is. That way, if I end up fidgeting with it, we'll keep an eye on that. But sorry, what were we saying?
We were
Oh
talking
yeah,
about
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Because I came home spontaneously for Thanksgiving, and I was gonna stay in town like an extra day for Monday to like be on the podcast, but you had
Mhm.
already scheduled
I
somebody.
think I already had people
'Cause
booked,
it was
yeah.
last minute. I texted you like a week and a half beforehand,
Yeah.
and then the next available day was
I was
today.
I was really nervous too when you say that because it's like not so like especially wanting to have you on like so much and like
It
I
doesn't happen often.
Yeah, well, and I just like wanted like you always want like fun, entertaining guests, and I definitely consider you one of the
Oh,
more
thank
fun
you.
guests that I've had on the show. No
Don't-
disrespect to everybody else, but it's just and so like I was nervous that like I've had people cancel on me before, and like this year, actually very recently, maybe only like the last like 3 or 4 months, I started posting everybody beforehand. So now that like it's a lot
so
harder for
that
people
they-
to cancel.
Yeah, so that they know.
Yes, but I was still really scared. Like up until that week that you said like you were gonna be there, I'm like, dude, if this fucking person cancels on
I'm
me,
gonna be
and I told Cailin that she like I couldn't do it, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. But they didn't, so we were all good. We were all
Yeah.
good. But
No, and I'm definitely also like I would never like cancel. You never have to worry about that with me. Like
Good.
if I commit something, I commit. I
Well,
don't
your
commit
schedule-
often.
You said you keep your schedule oriented.
I
you
do,
know?
but I don't commit to a lot of things. I commit to like 2 things a year.
That's
This is
fair.
one of them.
Well,
This was my 2020 commitment.
2020 commitment. We did it. You know what you got to do. You were the inspiration behind. You literally suggested it to me and Patrick to do the 10,000. Well, not Patrick specifically, but then Patrick decided to join, and I
Right.
almost killed him. So
Right, which would be sad if like I suggested an idea that killed the love of my life.
yeah, that would have been really
That'd
sad.
be-
That
That
would've
would
been
have been a tragic love story.
He gained like
Like-
5 pounds from that.
Your mom's laughing
yeah.
upstairs.
That's awesome. That's
Uh,
great.
Well, I mean, I'm sure he didn't chronically gain 10 pounds.
No, but he literally he texted me the next day like, bro,
Well, yeah,
I
I
am
mean,
5 pounds heavier.
Well,
and I
yeah,
was
that's
like,
what happens when you eat 10 pounds of food. The next day, you're gonna have 5 pounds of food in your stomach. I guarantee you that kid maybe gained 0.25 of a single pound
yeah,
of body fat, and distribute that over 6 feet and 5 inches.
yeah.
I don't think he gained anything.
He hasn't cut his hair in over a year.
That I could tell.
He cut his hair right before December 18th. Was right before our show last year.
Yeah.
So yeah, he has not because we were talking about it when he was on. And
He's
he
a
was like,
long-haired type of dude.
He is, but I mean, how many pounds? I think he's probably got a couple pounds up there that he's adding
He
on to
probably
his
does.
weight.
You know what I should do? Because like whenever I get my hair cut, I cut off like 6 inches at a time. I just did that like the other day.
Holy
I should
cow.
like weigh myself before and after my
See
hair.
how-
Or I guess yeah, because there's no way to like weigh the hair that falls off your body. But yeah, I mean, it's probably not even.
Yeah, that's fair.
Probably 100 grams, maybe.
Yeah, it's probably pretty minuscule actually. But with him, he didn't gain a pound. I mean, that's what he told me, guys. We can.
Well, I'm sure he gained 5, but I mean, you've seen the 10,000 calorie videos. Sometimes you gain 20 pounds
yeah.
for the next day,
Yeah.
and then actually, like I've watched aftermath videos where they track it their weight for the full next week,
Yeah.
and like it normally takes them 4 or 5 days to recover their normal weight.
Hmm.
Because, I mean,
Well,
like,
your body's just probably like, what the fuck did you just do to me? Like, why?
well, I mean, so 1 pound of body fat is equal to 3,500 calories. I don't know if you knew that.
For body fat?
1 pound of fat
Oh,
equals
it's 35.
3,500
I didn't know
calories.
that. No, I didn't know
So theoretically, you guys probably consumed like an excess of 7,000 calories, right? Which would be
Yeah.
only 2 pounds of body fat, assuming every single calorie you ingested
Yeah.
was stored as body fat, and
Yeah.
you didn't have any like increase in energy expenditure. And
See,
all
I have
that
a
stuff.
really high metabolism. But it honestly slowed down during COVID because, like, I think I told you, you guys were on like right before, I think, or maybe right after, like, COVID. I don't remember when it started, but like,
it
when you
was,
was it like right at the start of it, maybe?
dude,
Almost?
it had to have been.
Oh.
No, it was during. It was during.
So whenever I had you guys on, I know I was like telling you guys about how I was kind of going back and forth with like weird like fitness routines and whatnot because I couldn't like stick to anything because it was
Mhm.
just so weird, like the shock of it all, and it kind of like threw me out of schedule, and I hadn't been working out as much. My metabolism definitely like slowed down a little bit, and I'd
Okay.
never like experienced that in my whole life.
Well, I don't think like your basal metabolic rate slowed down.
Well,
I think
I
you
just,
just
like-
like stopped working out as much.
I wasn't shitting though, like as much as like I usually and as weird as this is gonna sound weird for some people, is maybe this is too much information for you, but like when I was working out as much as I was working out, I would shit like 3 times a day.
Yeah.
And like maybe that's too much, but like when we did the 10,000 calorie, I shit 5 times that day. that
Which
day.
is insane to me because like when I overconsume food, I like don't shit.
You just get like stuck.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
it's
like a
like-
rock in my stomach.
Yeah.
I'm also like lactose intolerant, so that plays a role into it. I have to be very careful.
Aren't we all lactose intolerant? Someone told me that everyone is like
Not
slightly.
technically. Well, like I'd say the majority of people have some degree of lactose intolerance. The thing with lactose intolerance, I guess, is it tends to present itself like later on in life because your body naturally stops producing lactase enzymes at the concentration that you do when you're a kid. It's like when you're a little kid, you produce a lot of lactase in your gut so that you can break down your mom's milk and whatever. And then as you
Okay.
get older, you just stop producing that.
Yeah.
And lactase is actually like a super interesting enzyme because it responds to the dosage of lactose that you give it. So like if you eat more milk, you will produce more lactase, but there's a
Oh.
threshold to that. So like you produce more lactase to a certain degree, and then once you start over consuming milk, the intolerance still
Yeah.
presents itself. So a lot of it is genetic, like with how
Interesting.
much lactase you produce.
That makes a lot of sense. That's just funny to me because like I don't know, I eat so much cheese and so much like I consume so much dairy products
Right.
probably. So
And
like,
once you cut it out for a certain amount of time, your body stops. If you don't consume dairy as like a 20-year-old, your body's not going to produce lactase. I mean, I guess I shouldn't say that like that's not written in stone. I think some people might still produce
yeah.
a degree of the enzyme, but for the most part, if you're not consuming milk as an adult, you're not going to produce the enzyme.
Yeah.
Which is why that's probably why I'm really lactose intolerant now, because I was vegan for like 2 years.
That's
so-
what I was gonna say.
Mhm.
When we went vegan we go vegan for like just a month. Well, like I had like ice cream like right afterwards to like celebrate shit.
Awful
And, like,
idea.
yeah, no,
You
my
probably
stomach
did
hurts
not
so
have
bad.
anything to like break that down.
Yeah, and I just love Oreo ice cream, so it was
Yeah.
really tough for me.
So before you cut out milk, just know that when you go back to eating milk after cutting it out, you're probably not gonna have a good time.
yeah, that's crazy. How long did you go vegan, or how long were you vegan?
Like 2 years.
Holy shit!
And like intentionally vegan for 2 years. Following that, I was very plant based for like, cause like I was a freshman in the dorms, right? And I'm definitely I like whole foods. Like I tend to eat like a lot of like plants and vegetables and beans and stuff like that. So the only good options that they had at the calf were like these rice bowls.
yeah.
So I would normally just end up making my meals vegan anyway because they had like a rice and bean buffet thing and like a vegetable sauteed veggie buffet or whatever.
Okay.
So I ended up eating that instead of like the chicken patties. So my freshman year I was more or less vegan too.
Yeah.
Until I moved into my own house and I started buying my own food. But
yeah. So it wasn't this for that year. It wasn't so like
It
conscious.
wasn't-
It was kind of just like,
it
oh,
wasn't
this is what I
conscious
have.
at all, yeah. I mean, and like I would still like if I got Jimmy John's with a friend, like I wasn't vegan. Like I was not technically vegan like that
Yeah.
year.
Gotcha.
But I mean, I was very plant based. I'm still plant based in the way I eat.
What made you want to like pursue that, going vegan?
Going vegan,
Yeah.
animal liberation was like that was like the core reason for it. I was on YouTube. I have watched like, no, I was like a YouTube kid. I was such a
same
dweeb.
way. Same way.
Dude, I was such an embarrassing piece of offspring. I swear to God, I literally was. I was like the lamest, like weirdest child, but I was like always on YouTube, and I got to this weird side of YouTube at some point in, I think it was the summer after my sophomore year of high school, and it was Freely the Banana Girl. And I was like, oh, this bitch just eats bananas? Like, what is this? And I was
She actually only eat bananas?
it's called Banana Island. Like a lot of a lot of raw vegans were doing it for a while there. And now we recognize it's not a great idea.
I was gonna say it sounds
But-
pretty
Well,
awful.
it's not a long-term diet, right? It's
Yeah.
more so like they either
like a
say it's like
fad
a
diet.
mental like way of meditation. It's like a way to challenge yourself, or like it's a way to cleanse and detox. So basically, you select a certain amount of weeks, days, months, whatever that you
Damn.
just eat bananas. And normally, I think like the standard was like a
Fuck.
30-day banana island where you just eat bananas.
Jesus
and
Christ.
I don't like it's that's
Good thing
so
nobody told me
bad
to do
for
that
you.
when I was accepting ideas for like that 2 weeks, because I would have probably done it. And I probably would have.
Or just for a day. Like, I mean, here's the thing. Like, I'm all down for like a challenge, so I would do it for a day, right?
Oh, I
Like a
could do
day
it
of
for a
eating
day.
only bananas,
Yeah.
you're gonna be fine. But that is not good for chronic health, right? Like that just
No.
you're missing out on so much. But anyway, so I saw that. And then she was promoting like a raw diet. So then when she wasn't doing Banana Island, she was like, you should only eat raw foods, like raw nuts, raw like vegetables, raw fruit, whatever. And I was like, okay, that's like interesting. And then I came across this other guy. His name was Vegan Gains. He was like a vegan, like powerlifter, bodybuilder
I
type
think
of
I've
guy.
seen his stuff.
Unfortunately, he is something else.
Yeah, he's kind of
he's-
interesting.
He's a dick,
Yeah.
and he's also like a misogynist and
Ooh,
like
Awesome.
just an awful person. Like for the
That's-
most. Not to like slander
Yeah.
Vegan Gains, but I think it's like more or less fact at this point.
Really?
He-
I've only like relatively like I was big in like the YouTube fitness community. Like watched a lot of those guys, and I remember his videos had popped up a couple of times. And I was
yeah,
curious.
well, he had a lot of good informational content, like science-based content around veganism towards the
Mhm.
beginning, but I feel like his content has just gotten really bad over the years. I'm still subscribed to him
Okay.
because like I think it's always interesting to like watch the people that like you grew up watching. I don't like watch his videos every week or every time he posts, but sometimes there's some like YouTube drama that I'm like, yeah, I want to hear his opinion on it.
Yeah.
I'm still a weird fuck.
I
Like,
gotcha.
I'm still into YouTube.
Dude, I have way too many YouTube subscriptions, so
Sometimes I have to go through and clear it out because I end up subscribing to people like they post one good video and I'm like, yeah, I want to see like what they post.
See, I'm weird where I like I won't, and I'm the people that like I get frustrated by too. But I will watch like it takes like 3 or 4 where I'm like, oh, I have to like 3 or 4 of their videos and be like, yeah, fuck it, I'll subscribe to them before I will. And like I know it like frustrates me as like a creator when I check like the analytics and like most of your views come from people that like aren't subscribed to you, and it's like,
Right.
what the fuck, dude?
Well,
But
I
that's what they're
think-
doing is like they're kind of screening you like, is it worth me subscribing?
Yeah.
And it's like that 3rd or 4th video they're like, oh, fuck it, I will.
I think I used to be a lot like that when I had more time to like sit down and watch 3 YouTube videos in a row. But now it's like I do normally only have time to like watch a YouTube video, so I'll subscribe and then wait because I'm gonna forget about them otherwise.
Okay, yeah.
And then if they post like 3 videos and I don't watch like the 3 videos after that because I didn't find them interesting, I'll just
Yeah.
unsubscribe.
Yeah, that's
But
fair.
otherwise, I'll forget to like subscribe to them or check out their videos. So
That makes
Uh,
sense. Yeah, it's weird with YouTube. You can get sucked in the hole. So you were basically compelled by YouTubers
well,
to
yeah.
go
So then anyway, I was watching their content for like 2 months, and I was like, and it was so interesting. And the way like Vegan Gains, he would talk about it scientifically, and
Mhm.
I slept through all of my science classes in high school, and I just remember because he never went to college either. He like read all of his shit online. I remember hearing him talk so like fluidly and articulately about science and nutrition, and I was like, I want to understand that so bad, but I literally don't think I ever could. I felt so stupid watching his videos. I was like, I could never understand a word that
vegan. I was
he's
like
saying.
dumbfounded by it.
Yeah, and so it was super interesting. So I just like kept watching the content, and I was like, I could never go vegan. Like I love meat and I love dairy and I love like all this shit. I was like, I don't have the willpower to go vegan.
Yeah.
And then I watched, I think it was Cowspiracy or Forks Over Knives or one of the old vegan documentaries in high school. And like the next morning I woke up and I went vegan. Like it was cold turkey and I didn't go back. And then so like that was originally what it was, and then it turned into like a food fear, and it was like just
Weird.
disordered and weird, and it didn't need to be that way. So then I stopped being well, and then the reason I stopped being vegan was because I was not healthy doing it. Like I'd lost my period, I was not hormonally
God.
regulated. Yeah, and like every time I would like eat a piece of chicken like to see like if it would help anything, I would like get my period the next morning. Like it was overnight.
Jesus.
Or like drink a glass of milk overnight, I would get my period. And I don't know, like
Damn. Did you like feel like not good like during the like
I
your
felt
day
like
to
shit,
day?
but that could have also. I don't think that. Here's the thing. I don't like talking about my experience with veganism as being representative of the general population
Yeah.
because I was also struggling with like disordered eating. So like it was also.
So it's not. You're saying it's not really.
I don't.
Fair
I
to
don't know
lump
if it.
that in.
Yeah, it's not fair for me to say like, yeah, I felt like shit when I was vegan. Like, don't go vegan because like I also wasn't eating enough. Like,
Yeah.
like if you're literally not eating enough of the food.
She had a bag of nuts for lunch.
Oh my god, I don't even want.
Yeah.
It was so bad, dude.
Well,
Like I
That's
was-
what like even when we went like I people asked us like when we were doing when I had her on a while back during COVID, we had just finished our month of being vegan, and people were like, oh my god, you guys went vegan, like what how was it, like should we, like people are like asking you, like I'm like, dude, I went vegan for a month, like that's nothing.
right.
First off, secondly, we ate like all like air fried like fake chicken, like plant-based chicken and shit like that.
Right.
Like it was all like frozen shit. It wasn't like we had like a ton of like I didn't really get into being vegan, but I did watch a vegan documentary that I was like,
Right.
okay, I think
Well, and because I see all of the like the BuzzFeed videos or the like the Try Guys videos of like, oh, we went vegan for a week, and then they give their opinions at the end, and I'm like, no offense, but like you can't give your opinion on like a vegan diet after
there's
a week.
some offense. You can't do that's just it.
Like,
That's,
it's
especially with
just
that big of a platform.
misinformation.
Yeah, that
Like,
big of a platform is kind of
Exactly.
irresponsible.
That's what pisses me off.
Yeah.
It's like people on, and because I'm not even vegan and I get pissed about it. Like,
Yeah.
I get so angry when I see these YouTubers like talk shit about vegan diets, and I'm like, you literally like tried eating like, I don't know, like Beyond Burgers for
for
3 days, and you're
Yeah.
giving your opinions about like the chronic health issues associated with dietary intake. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, well, that's what Jon Stewart. I'm a big fan of Jon Stewart, and he was on. I think he was on Rogan a while back, and he was like kind of Rogan's had like a bunch of different like vegan people on, and like
Right.
disagreed with them, and like all this stuff, and Stewart is vegan, and he was explaining that like so he has his own like farm and shit, and so like he I guess he went vegan like once he got his like farm, he's got like goats and all this different things, and he's like I just couldn't once I became like attached to these animals. Like, it's a thing. Like
Right.
they're a being, you know. And so like that was like his reasoning for it. And he also says that he can't really tell anybody. And I agree with him on this, that you can't really tell anybody like what they can or can't like put in their body. It's such a personal thing.
Right.
Like whatever. Like you literally weren't healthy,
Right.
you know. And yes, you had other things going on, like you said, but like, you know, someone can't tell you're a terrible person like for eating meat or vice versa.
Right.
or for
Well,
not.
and like I understand the sentiment, right? Like, you don't want to hurt sentient life.
Yeah.
Like, and I think the reason, honestly, I do think the reason veganism isn't more widespread is because like animals don't have a voice. Like, I mean, oppressed people can cry for help, but oppressed animals can't. And it
Yeah.
is oppression. Like, mainstream factory farming is the oppression and
Oh, yeah.
genocide of an entire population of life. Like, and
Oh, yeah.
whether or not they can speak doesn't mean that they don't experience emotion or physical pain or whatever. Like, the sentiment behind veganism is honorable, and like I agree with it morally,
Yeah.
but it's like at the end of the day, like, who's to say that valuing the life of a cow is better or worse than valuing the life of me? Like, if I'm hurting myself, how's that worse or better than hurting a cow, you know?
Yeah.
So like you do have to take health into account, but at that point it's an argument of sustainability. Like, you don't have to support factory farming.
Yeah.
Like, I can get eggs from like I live in Eau Claire, like in the middle of, like, we all live in the middle of bumfuck
Yeah, I was gonna
nowhere.
say,
Like,
yeah.
we could fucking throw a stone and hit a chicken in the backyard somewhere, like
yeah,
around
McKenna's
us.
got chickens.
There
We
you
got
go.
chickens at the
I could
house.
literally
Yeah.
throw a stone at McKenna's house
Yeah.
and like find some eggs.
No, I agree with you so much. I think we even talked about that when we did the episode where we talked about it. Is that like, for me, I like, and I do eat meat now. I'm like totally back to normal. Like I wouldn't say. I always say that I don't eat that much meat, but then McKenna corrects me and reminds me how much I do. But like,
you eat it every day.
yeah.
And you're like, wait. Maybe,
yeah, I'm like, oh shit.
maybe I
guess
literally
do.
do eat meat 7 times a week.
Yeah, but it's like I agree with the same sentiment where it's like I'm not gonna I do really get annoyed with the vegan hate that like people like hate people for being vegan and like
I do
just like
too.
come at their throats for it. It's like, really, like you're not gonna. And I don't know. I understand, I think, and that's maybe why I have less sympathy for the people that are coming at them. Is because I think I understand where they're coming from, and I just don't think it makes any fucking sense. Like, I just think they actually think that they are more important than that. Like, humans are more important than whatever other species. And it's, again, you can think that. I just disagree with
It's
you because I
speciesism.
would just say that like, out of all the other animals, which one, or out of all the species on the earth, which one of those species is truly fucking this shit up?
Mm-hmm.
Is truly putting it down?
Exactly.
Like, you know, so
Well,
that's
and
where
then
I
the
would
argument
argue.
becomes like, why is a human's life more like what do you think the counter argument would be? So why is a human's life more important than an animal's life? What do you think someone would say to that?
Yeah, let me think. I'd probably try and say something along the lines of that we have like thoughts, and emotions, but then, you know, I would correct them and say I'm pretty sure that an animal has feelings as well. Where,
Right, but then we can't prove that, but it doesn't matter because there are people
Well,
with mental disorders that can't have the deep thoughts that we have.
Yeah.
There are people who are just dumber than other people.
Yeah,
And that
and-
does not justify the
Killing them.
genocide of them.
Yeah, and I would argue too that like whether or not we can prove that they have like tangible thought where they think like in their head out like with an inner monologue like, oh my god, this shirt she's wearing is that like I don't, yeah, obviously they're not doing that, or like, oh my god, that knife hurts so bad, but like like animals.
feel.
That's what I'm saying. Like
It's
if
sentient,
I
so-
stab an animal, like it felt that I stabbed it. You know what I'm saying? So like I don't know. I get weird with that, and it's coming from someone that does eat meat. So you can call me a hypocrite if you guys want to, whatever. But it's just like I really get frustrated with like the people that like go out of their way to like shit on veganism.
Yeah.
And like, don't get me wrong, maybe I'm part of the problem. Like even in the thumbnail for our little part of like the vegan highlight, like I put like this like really gross looking food, and I was like, what do vegans eat? Because people are, it's a generalization.
Right.
But I'm trying to sell videos, so that's my justification morally
Right.
for that. And then I explained that we actually just ate frozen food the whole time. So
And then you
basically.
just explain that it
Yeah.
was like Boca burgers.
yeah, exactly. We basically ate a bunch of frozen not vegan food. We ate like cauliflower and stuff like that too. That's fucking awful.
Dude, air fried cauliflower.
We had cauliflower
slaps.
wings, and those are really fucking. Or
I-
cauliflower
I have some. Yeah.
cauliflower tacos too. Like
Cauliflower is just great. Cauliflower is the best vegetable to like make into other things.
well, it just doesn't have any
It has
taste
no
to it.
flavor.
It's like
it tastes
water.
what you want it to taste like.
Yeah, so
Do you
we-
want to season that shit with like meat? I did the other night. I literally seasoned cauliflower rice with like some sort of meaty seasoning and put it with tofu. I felt like I was eating rice and chicken.
See, we had when we did the cauliflower tacos, it was like with like honey barbecue sauce. So like I really felt like I was just like eating a wing, but I did have this weird like sensation of like when am I gonna taste like the chicken? Like I felt like I could feel like I was eating a wing, like everything about it, but it was like, but I'm not. I don't know how to explain.
I've never
it
had a
good.
cauliflower wing. What I will say with like meat replacements, they don't get the texture right. The thing with meat replacements, I think they taste better than meat does, but I don't think they taste like meat does.
The frozen, I don't know what fucking brand it was of the frozen like fake plant-based chicken we had.
Gardein.
Yeah.
I actually really like that
Yeah,
shit. And it's
well,
like light.
It's delicious. Well, that's the thing. Like,
like-
it tastes better than meat, but it doesn't taste like. It's not a substitute,
Yeah, but
in
it,
my opinion.
it was like just really light, and it was like I don't know. That's like the best way to explain it. Like chicken, I felt like is like a little bit more dense, and like when I would eat that, like I would never like, and I still say this about veganism, and I only did it for a month. Like I felt like after every meal, like even if I ate a shit ton of food, where I like normally if I did the same thing like with eating meat and dairy and whatever, I would be like afterwards. I never had that, not once. And there were a couple of times where we ate a lot of fucking food.
Yeah.
And I never once felt like I could, like if someone came into my house with a gun and I had to run for miles, like I could do that. Like my stomach felt fine after every
Right.
time that I ate.
Right.
So I don't know, maybe I should be vegan, but I
Well,
don't.
maybe you do have some intolerances, like dairy.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I think red meat was like a big thing too, because I used to eat
Red
like,
meat is hard to digest for some people.
yeah, I think like in general, there's like a lot. Isn't there like a decent amount of science that like says that how bad red meat is, like for your, like
Like, dude, the amount of science saying shit is bad for you, I like can't even count at this point. I don't. Honestly, when it comes to this is good for you or this is bad for you, I say if it makes you feel like shit, don't eat it. If it
Yeah.
makes you feel good,
well, it's kind of
Eat
like
it.
Stuart's thing. It's just too personal to tell anybody in one way or the other.
And I think it's a lot of it is like genetically related. So I think like if your bloodline traces back to like I don't know, like the Eskimos, right? Like I think you probably thrive best off of like fatty fish and like stuff like that, and you probably don't digest like other really heavy root vegetables very well.
Yeah.
And I think like that doesn't mean root vegetables are bad for you. It just means like maybe
Yeah.
you
don't need
haven't
as many.
evolved the way other people have evolved to eat those things. Like
Yeah.
like evolution. I know we're living in a civilized society, but like science and evolution is still real.
Yeah.
And like the idea that we've evolved, like different people have evolved differently, is still real. Like all because like we have screens and shit doesn't mean that like science isn't real anymore.
Yeah.
And I think like people think it's like hippy dippy to be like, yeah, it's like your blood type determines what's good to digest and what, but like I think it's true. Like I think different people have evolved differently.
I'm sure. I don't. I don't know that would be untrue at all. I think obviously, you're even in the sense that why like I'm 5'10" and my neighbor is 6'4" or whatever. Like there, even just from that sense, like people cannot. I feel like it's weird that people can understand that total and accept that perfectly fine, but not accept what you're saying.
Right. Because we can't see it. Like I can't
Yeah.
see your gut microbiome.
Yeah.
So like
I don't want to see what that looks like. My gut's fucked up.
I'm not sure I want to see like what a gut microbiome looks like either.
No, It'd be freaky.
weird.
All those shows that like, I mean, it happens like every kid's show where they like go inside somebody in like a tiny Is that they do that Magic School Bus? I think they do that Magic School Bus. They
Yeah,
do that like a bunch of shows though, where they shrink somebody's vehicle down and they go inside people. It's weird.
And it's like
Weird
we
shit.
don't need to keep doing that. Like it's 2020.
Are plants living things? Simple Man Fishing asks.
They are living things. Yeah.
That
They
sounds.
they do.
They do
They're
live.
carbon based and they literally take in CO2.
What do you say to people that that think that veganism is hypocritical because plants are
Plants?
still living?
There's actually a lot of like reputable scientists coming out saying that plants have some level of sentience, and
Yeah.
I'm so far past researching and like trying to rebuttal that claim that like I haven't honestly looked into it that much, so I don't think my word is any more valuable than yours.
Yeah.
I would say we have to eat something.
Yeah.
So if that means killing a potato,
Yeah.
I think that's what we got to do. Like
Damn.
I don't.
But then what if they take that and they say, well, I'm thinking the same way, but I value the plant's life more than.
Well,
the
then we have
pig.
to start killing each other.
Yeah.
Like something's got to die for the circle of life
Dude,
to happen.
Speaking of people killing each other, I've had this idea for a long time, and it's pretty terrible actually, but I'm gonna say it anyways because we're all over the place today, so why not?
I mean, we still have
Where
a
are we
long
at?
time.
There is
Also, my watch doesn't even work.
mine doesn't either actually. Mine does not
I
work.
mean, it works. Like it's a great. This is like a fossil watch.
Same.
I got
This is
it-
fossil as well. Look at us.
I got it like a
flexing.
year ago, 2 years ago for my birthday, and there's some sort of app that you have to like
Connect with it.
connect it to.
Oh,
And whenever I
shit.
try to adjust the time, it just does this. It just like
Does its own thing.
swirls in circles, and so I kind of gave up. And like, let's be
Okay.
real, I'm checking my phone for the time.
So it
This
has
is
batteries and
fashion
whatnot.
specific.
Oh, okay. So mine, it's
It
just
also
out of
tracks your
batteries.
steps, like if you hook it up to the app. But I don't have the app.
So it's like a semi smartwatch.
It's called a hybrid fossil watch.
Shit. That's
Honestly,
dope. I mean I really like mine. It's just not it's not yeah, I'm not really big on like the whole smartwatches and all that shit. I just like they don't look good to me.
they don't look good, and that's why I wear watches.
Yeah, and like I
But-
wear a watch for like I just like the
Fashion.
accent of it on certain outfits.
I love it when like the leather matches my belt.
Yes.
Or like when my dress shoes match. My
I have
leather.
I have another fossil one that's like got the same
Oh,
similar
I
band
love
to that.
watches. See, this is my problem with watches though. So I have very, very tiny wrists. So like, if I were to wear your watch, I swear to God,
You
it'd
do
be
have a
bigger.
very small wrist.
I
I can see
do.
that.
I do. And like this is a small faced watch too. So like this, I prefer men's watches over female watches, but their faces are so big. So I can only like find a select few men watches that I really.
It is a
like
thing.
and can
I
wear.
really do like. I had to like stop myself from going too big on like faces of watches because I really
Like I don't know who they think their audience is. Like I don't know. They're not selling to like
too like NBA
like they're
players
fossil
and whatnot.
watches.
Yeah.
They're not selling it to like gangsters.
Yeah,
Like
makes
we
sense.
we just want slim fitted watches.
that's
like
fair.
You and I. At least I do. I don't know about you.
I like this. This size is like a $50. I think it's like the same size as like
Yeah.
a $50 would
See,
be.
like that would be too bulky for me. But like
Well,
for
yeah.
you, you have like a wrist.
Yeah,
I have a
I have an average sized
ni- a-
wrist.
a nimble. I don't know what you. Call
I don't
it.
know what you would call
a
it either.
stem.
Maybe
A twig.
A,
I have a twig.
noodle. A
A
noodle
noodle.
arm. There you go.
I mean, it still has structural integrity.
Yeah, that's that's fair. That's fair. So you were talking about you got to eat something. Somebody we got to kill a potato. Whatever we got to do.
Right.
This is
Someone
not,
who just clicked into the podcast is like,
what the fuck,
fuck?
right? Yeah, they did surgery on a grape. What? Did you ever see that video? By the way,
Wait, what? No.
there was a TikTok. Was it a
haven't.
TikTok? I don't know what it was. There was a video that blew up like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. It was people did surgery on a grape. They like did full fucking I don't know what surgery they did, but it was like this microscopic thing. We got to look it up afterwards.
Have you seen the videos where I think it was some sort of like I want to say it was Japanese style art, but I could be totally wrong about that, but where they take like little needles and a grain of sand and put it under a microscope and literally carve the grain of sand into a sculpture.
No, but that sounds fucking weird. Like that's like one of those oddly satisfying things. I feel like you could get sucked into a wormhole and watch.
I mean,
for
that
hours.
was in high school when I heard about that, so I don't know. Maybe I'm like misremembering it. Maybe it was many grains of, maybe it was a crystal of sand, but it was a small microscopic granular piece of material.
I get stuck on a lot of those. I've seen ones which was kind of. I think maybe the ad was maybe I was talking to someone that was into guns or something, because I'm not very much into guns, but like
Right.
you know how like your phone's always listening to you and then it promotes you some weird ad
And then it tells you
afterwards.
some shit, and you're like,
Yeah.
why?
Yeah, and so like I got like this weird. It was like a similar thing, but it was like a bullet, and these guys. It was like a video where this guy then like shaves this like bullet down into like a bee, like into like a wasp.
Dude, I think I've seen something like that before.
And I was just like, that was fucking cool. But like, why to me?
But,
Like,
like-
why did you? It was a sponsored thing, so it was like you heard me say something,
or
and
like,
then
what
you-
did I Google search that like?
That was like, yeah, this is what he
I
wants.
know what you'll like.
Yeah, Deborah Freeman says, "Hey guys, how are you, Deborah? It's good to see you in the chat. I want to get to this terrible diabolical plan I have to make millions of dollars though.
Oh, dude.
Um,
I have one after you. So
Then this is gonna be good then. So, and mine is really really bad, but I think it would sell immediately, especially with the way the world is now. So I would take, you know, the Hunger Games. You're familiar with the Hunger Games.
I do know.
You're familiar with Fortnite, the idea of battle royale, where
Yeah.
it's like a bunch of people on an island. Same thing as Hunger Games. A bunch of people kill each other, right?
Right.
I think that we could make this a reality where we would take 100 people, and they can apply. They have to apply to do it. No one can be forced to do this, because then it's fucked up. That's my only moral high ground.
Volunteer based.
Yeah, it's volunteer based, right? So you choose to do this, participate in these games. It is a battle royale, survival. The last one person standing wins. Grand prize of $1 billion, right? Every single person for entering, $10,000 is sent immediately to their family just for entering,
Okay.
right? So we have like a bunch of like really like people that were not going to make a whole lot of themselves anyways. Their families are struggling. Maybe they're in jail, whatever it is. I don't know how we would do it, but I feel like like as fucked up as it sounds, a lot of people would die, but just by giving people like those checks immediately, their families would do better financially for a small amount of time, where I think I could morally justify this
And
game
population
existing.
control.
And that's the bigger thing, but I just people get really mad at me when I joke about that.
But
there's
is
just
that
too-
like a sensitive thing? these
No, I've
days?
just like joked about it a lot early on when we started the podcast. I think I said it for like I had like 3 or 4 episodes straight where I had mentioned something about population
about
control.
like eugenics.
Yeah, by me
People
like
were like, you've got to stop talking about eugenics on
yeah,
your podcast.
me committing genocide. No, so McKenna says that they need more than 10,000. So that's what. But listen, it's 100 people, right?
I think you'd have to offer up $1 million. I don't think
No.
anyone can do that
But
for 10.
I think people would though. So 100,000 or
like poverty-stricken people, but at that point you're exploiting the.
okay, that's fucked up. I guess that is
exploiting,
fucked up.
like,
I
the
mean, there's no
socially-
situation where this isn't fucked up though. So
that
that's
is fair. Like if you're gonna make it fucked up, make it the most fucked up.
So
I guess. Like,
in this make believe scenario, this would be I'm telling you, this would be on like this would be televised, and this would be we would make tons of every sponsor in the world. This would be the most watched thing. Like people are gonna watch this. They'd be like, oh my god, that's so
well,
fucked
I think
up.
you're assuming. I think people might actually just boycott you.
That too, but people. I mean, dude, the as much as I did enjoy and sometimes do get to catch some football now and again. Football is essentially gladiators, dude. Those people are signing up. The average amount of time that these people are in the NFL is, I think the average career length is like 3 years. I was just talking to.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was just talking. I think we were talking at Christmas, and it's 3 years. And these people, they don't make enough money, and the damage that they suffer in their brains
NFL
or to their
players
bodies
make enough money.
for their to provide for their entire family
I think
for 3
so.
years.
I think so.
Do you know what the minimum? Look up the minimum contract right now. I promise you, it's like they can sign you to like $100,000 for 3 years to provide for your whole family.
But not per year.
And now they're not paying. That's you know how hard it is for them to get their health insurance benefits. And the NFL keeps a lot of people really quiet on this.
I think it's ridiculous that they could do because it's a team, right? Like it doesn't matter if
Mm.
like Brett Favre or Urlacher or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know football.
Okay.
Whoever's like, it doesn't matter who's the quarterback or whatever. Like it takes a team.
Yeah.
If they didn't have a receiver or like someone defending them, even like the third banana, like they
Yeah.
need that guy.
Well, it's
so I don't know why there's a discrepancy in the
well,
salary.
Favre. How many? You know Brett Favre's name. You
I
know
do.
Urlacher. Those two names. You don't.
and
know
I know he
football.
retired like 4 times or something.
So you know those two names. There's a reason for that. Very good players, and they're selling a lot of jerseys, a lot
but
of
do you
merchandise.
think the discrepancy is necessary? Yes, different people should get paid different amounts, but like I don't think the gap should be that big.
I mean, that's just
You-
like
I mean,
all
I
of
used to know-
society. Yeah, I mean that's
well,
like all
right,
of
but
society.
I'm arguing against that for all of society.
Yeah, I'm
like,
too.
I
I'm
think-
with you. I'm with you. But I think
Yeah.
like in the case of professional sports, yeah, I think people probably. What are you saying, McKenna?
Starting 1-year rookie makes a minimum of $435,000 a year.
How much?
435,000
Who does?
a rookie.
What of a first draft rookie makes 400,000 a year?
1-year rookie.
A starting
Starting
rookie.
one
That's
year
very different
rookie.
because a lot of the people that play in the NFL,
Salary is $860,000.
a lot of people that play in the NFL, a lot of people that get drafted. We know people that have played in the NFL or gotten drafted onto. Look up what is the lowest a lowest an NFL player can make, because a lot of people that I know, Big Ty, who's a big friend of mine, he wasn't in the 10,000 calorie challenge, but he's in a ton
I
of my
know.
videos.
Yeah, I've seen his
Yeah,
videos.
he his football coach in high school made the Detroit Lions practice squad or some shit like that, or the Viking. I can't remember. One of the practice squads. You get signed, you practice for months, you're on the team, maybe you're even on the practice squad for a couple of years, still going through the same amount of body tremors and whatnot, getting hit in the head as many times over and over again. Still not, the NFL is going to try and silence you when you come out and try to, get your health benefits.
Right.
And you're making $100,000 a
Right,
year.
and I mean, it's like
That's-
you're killing yourself for a cause that doesn't end up coming.
Well, and the whole thing, but a lot of these people, and the thing is, like, a lot of these people would still do it to get their family a little bit more of a head start because of the generations of
Yeah.
poverty that they've lived in. A lot of these people
Yeah.
that make
No,
it this
I
far.
agree with you. I think poverty-stricken people would do this. I think that
But-
would make you the
but I-
worst person
but
on
I-
the planet.
But I think that, but this is what I think that's already going on, and I think it's so, and it's like the fact that the NFL and maybe other sports, I think maybe the NFL is probably the worst right now. The fact that they like can't acknowledge that in any way, and like I don't think, again, if someone signs up to do something, then like they signed up for it. So I think like if the fact that the NFL doesn't even, I don't think there's any waiver of such that like is putting them like you're gonna die because of this.
right.
Most likely, like when you die, it will be accelerated because of it. They just had the NFL just posted last week, some famous linebacker from the Steelers just died. Just 54, 52, he just died. That's pretty fucking young
Can you
for
imagine
somebody that
rugby?
millions of dollars, dude. These people, and by if you guys are saying like they make a lot of money, he was a starting dude. He couldn't afford, like they could not keep him alive with modern science.
Yeah.
So he had the money to spend on it. Like that's pretty fucked up to me. And
No,
so that's why like I think like, and again, this is a totally hypothetical. It's a joke. The joke, what I was saying with the whole Hunger Games thing. If you gave $10,000 or more, let's say $100,000 to every single person for entering, and then like as you progressed further in the games, like the top 50 get whatever other bonus sent to their family, the top 25 get whatever other bonus, top 10 get this, and the last one gets whatever,
A lot.
a ton of fucking money.
People
help-
would do it.
you would
Well,
help
and
a
also
lot.
because they go into it with the mindset of like they're not going to be the 10K ones. They're going to be the ones to win the money.
Yeah.
Like they're risking it. It's like roulette.
Well, like too, I mean, even if I was like a fucking, if my family had lived in poverty my entire life, and like I'm talking like just like absolutely disgusting poverty, like not
Mhm.
can't afford food, nothing, right? We have nothing, and I can do this. My family's gonna get $100,000, and like minus inflation. Let's pretend like there's like no inflation.
Minus
if
inflation.
it was right now, $100,000,
Right.
right? And I could do this, and I'm like, well. Worst case scenario, like let's say I was like going to jail or whatever, and they're like, "Yo, you have the option if you want to
Yeah,
fucking
just let you know.
like you can do this."
You should do that with like death row inmates, maybe.
Death row, dude. Yeah, McKenna and I were talking about death row the other day. I don't know how I feel about it.
I think that's a touchy subject.
It
I feel
is.
like I'm
It's
I'm
hard,
apprehensive to speak on like a few topics just because
and this is one of them.
and like generally I wouldn't. I want to get accepted into like a grad school before I say
That's
anything
fair.
to
That's fair.
with cancel culture and all.
Exactly, and like we were talking about.
Not that like my grad schools are gonna like look.
Cancel,
Oh,
yeah.
let's check out Detox.
Yeah,
before
detox episode 78 hour. Let's go
Hour.
1 hour in 12 minutes. Yeah. I'm sure they're gonna go exactly to there. But no, I don't know how I feel about it. I guess that's kind of my whole thing. I really, and
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. I don't want, especially because you.
No, I
have
mean
a
I'm not
grad
gonna say
school.
like a ton of, but like
I don't want to force you to. I don't want you to answer it even. Like for me though, I'll just give my 2 cents on it. Is that I think that I don't think we need to kill people. Like I would like us to not have to kill people, but I do also at that same breath, like I hear when people are like this person is taking up resource, like someone who went and shot up a school.
right.
Like, is there a way to like rehab that
Rehabilitate?
person into society,
Well,
or
and
even
that, like that is the big question. But also that would be a really good argument if we did have rehabilitation in the prison system, but we don't.
that's true.
So
don't have
the
any.
argument is like, okay, if like we're trying to give the worst punishment, is it sitting on death row for the rest of their life, or is it dying? Like, I think I would not want to like be in prison for the rest. I'd rather die.
Yeah.
Like that'd be the easy way out. Also, I did watch a documentary one time about like death row inmates, and there was this one guy who he was just like a regular schmegular prisoner.
Mhm.
He wasn't one of the death row guys. And he like tried his hardest to like plead guilty to get to death row because
God.
apparently death row inmates are treated substantially better than like regular
Because they're
inmates.
going to kill him.
Yeah, like they get a certain amount of like I think they're allowed, or at least the prison system that this guy was in specifically, he was like allowed outdoor access all day. They had like TV lounges that they could like watch shows in. They had unlimited access to books. I think they all have unlimited access to books. I don't have enough knowledge on the subject to speak about it like great,
Yeah.
but the point is like this documentary was saying death row inmates are treated so much better than regular inmates. So a lot of people try to get death row if they already are sentenced to life because it's like at least for the amount of time that they're in prison it'll be like semi okay and then eventually they just die anyway. So
wow. Yeah, that's interesting to think about. I didn't. Wow, yeah, that's crazy. But I do agree with you that I think if the goal is to punish someone, like give someone the worst punishment, I do think that dying would be an easier thing.
I would if
than
I
having
were a
to sit there
prisoner
and
I
rot.
would want to be death row.
Yeah.
I would want to die for. I would not ever want to be locked up in
But
prison.
I guess the question is like, is that the goal of it to give that person the worst, or is it like? Because I mean, as
Or
fucked
is
up
it
as it is, our
some-
prison system is pretty much set up to fucking make money. It's literally like it's a form of slavery, basically,
Yeah,
where
for
they're just
sure.
using them, exploiting them,
Right.
to make money. And so it's like, is the goal to punish them the most, rehabilitate, which we know it's not rehab, obviously, because the way it is set up currently.
Right.
Is it so? I guess we're left with, is the goal to punish them the most that they can be punished, or is it to maximize the profit that it can for the United States, which I don't
who
know.
knows? Like, I mean, I'm sure someone knows.
I'm sure. Yeah,
I'm sure there are a lot of people like criminal justice majors that have like studied this shit,
know.
and they're watching this podcast and they're like these fucking idiots.
These fucking idiots.
I'm not gonna lie. When you and Patrick were talking about physics in that last podcast, I was like,
Dude, we cracked the
It's like,
code for a
dude.
minute. Pat figured it out.
yeah, the vibes.
Yeah, he figured it out. It's all the vibe. What did he say? If it's
That
warm,
vibrations like move faster.
if it's warm, yeah. And I was like, dude, I don't know. It sounds good. Sounds good to me, man. I have no idea. But Whiskey Man says, y'all motherfuckers ain't gonna get canceled. I hope you're right, man. I had a
Kepi,
scare earlier this year.
Here's
Kepi.
the thing about Kepi is he doesn't even care if he does get canceled.
So I'm trying to get Kepi on the show, but we gotta.
Dude, where's Gup at these days? I remember. I just remember that kid. I remember he started some shit with our teacher in what was it, 6th grade, when he was like, "What's your beef, dude?"
Oh my god.
Do you remember that?
She
You
was
know
coming
what I'm
at him.
talking
Yeah, I
about?
do know. I always had a like major respect for him, and I don't want to speak out. You know, he's not here. If he wanted to be on the podcast, he would be. You know, we would talk about him. But I will just say this: that in that
Kepi's
specific
got clout.
on that specific situation, that teacher was being bogus as fuck. Like just like
I don't even remember the circumstance. I just remember being 12 years old and seeing this boy in class fucking scream at the teacher saying, "What's your beef?" And I was just awestruck.
Well, I
was
think
like,
the teacher asked like 8 times, like "What?" Like not expecting him to repeat it, and so he repeated it. If I
oh,
remember correctly.
right.
Someone tried to cancel me once. Damn.
Who?
I don't know. Yeah,
oh,
Kepi, you gotta.
Kepi said that.
Yeah, you gotta let us know. I wouldn't say I no one necessarily tried to cancel me, but I have had, you know, the internet is real. It's a place, and that's what like I don't think maybe a lot of people realize, and I mean a lot of people that partake in cancel culture, maybe that's why they do it, because they do realize it. But like the internet is just a place we go. Like it's not like this other life that you get, you know, like you do shit there. It's just like you went to a different planet. Like if you come back from that planet, you're still you. Like you still did those things over there. We know you did those things, right? And so like I think a lot of people don't understand that. And like I've talked about it before on this podcast. Like when I did that stuff with BLM and whatever, like I got death threats. Like I got people that like.
I was talking with my sister about that yesterday because I told her I was going to be back on the podcast.
So it's like a lot of people don't see that it's real. Or like I've had people on and then found out about things that they've done later after the fact and been like, oh my god, That's fucked
That's
up.
why I signed a release form when I got here.
Yeah, that's hella fucked
I
up.
did
Some
do that.
random on Snapchat, I was making a bad joke and they threatened to make me go viral for it. Maybe
How
I'll
the fuck would they do that?
touch up on it if I ever go on. Dude, yes, we'd have to get on that. But that's fucked up because then those are the people that like discredit positive movements. Like those are the people that like I mean, I don't know if you guys have watched any of those like freak out Karen videos with like the whole masks and everything. Like I've just seen a lot
I haven't
of those
watched
go
the videos.
viral.
I've heard of them.
There's a lot of them. There's it's too many to pick from at this point in time. But like you get those, or you get like there are bad like, there are videos where like someone's just being like belligerently racist and like someone gets that on video. Like I think those are good things. Like it's like if that person wants to go do that in public, it's fucking 2020 and we all have fucking computers and cameras on us.
Right.
So if you want to do that in public, just know that like you can. But I'm also here in public
Yeah,
with
yeah.
this thing. So you
and,
don't get to
like,
do that and then like, and that's the thing that I think a lot of people forget is that like no one's taking away your freedom of speech. That's not what anybody's doing. It's
Yeah.
freedom of speech all day, every day.
Right,
But
it's
it's not freedom
consequences
of
for your
repercussions. Yeah,
actions.
it's not
Yeah.
freedom of repercussions for that fucking free speech.
No, I totally agree. I think like, yeah, I hate it when people make the argument of like, oh, free speech. It's like I'm not stopping you from doing this, but no, like I will record you, and there will be consequences to your actions because you are a human being,
Yeah.
same way the rest of us are, and we do have to deal with big boy and big girl consequences.
Well, dude, it's hilarious. Like all these people that were like doing and saying very racist things and getting caught on video and whatnot, and then this thing they would go viral and then they would get fired from their job. You have all these like, whatever side of the aisle you're on, but most, and in this case, it was usually people that were of conservative backgrounds or whatever on Twitter, talking heads. So I don't consider them actual conservatives or whatever, but would come out of the woodworks and be like, oh, this is totally unfair. Like, it's just, he was just expressing his freedom of speech. He shouldn't lose his job, blah, 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 blah. It's like, hey, dude, that company has the right to do whatever. You're all about rights. And if you want to fucking act away out in public and you represent this fucking company and that company wants to act away
Yeah.
because you did that, then I don't.
Well, I think we also do have to take things into context of time too, right? Like,
Yeah.
I think so. For example, first day school got out, my roommate and I were like, yeah, let's like binge watch an MTV reality TV show that we've never
God.
seen. Picked the first one on Netflix. It was a great show. It's called Are You the One?
Okay. I saw it was advertised to me yesterday.
Oh, it was a great show. The second season seemed very weird, so we didn't watch that. But we watched the first season. And we thought it was like a 2020 thing because it like the lighting was really good. Like we had just seen it for the first time, whatever. But like they had made some comments about race throughout the film. Nothing like blatantly racist, but something that'd be taboo to say now.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, that's kind of weird that they said that in 2020. And then the R word was used 2 separate times, and we were like, yeah, does MTV does not give a fuck anymore? Like I'm
Yeah.
really confused. And then we found out it was from 2013.
Okay.
But the point of that was like that dude who said the R word. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying like I would use it to this day, or I'm sure he doesn't use it to this day because
Yeah.
whatever. But if like we were to come out and be like, oh, like you said the R word back in 2013, when everyone, I'm not
Yeah.
saying that everyone doing it makes it right, but the context was different. I think
Yeah.
everything has to be taken in terms of like context.
I get what you're saying.
And I think we all said stupid shit in the past
Oh,
too.
absolutely. Well, that's kind of like the Kevin Hart thing when he was supposed to host the Oscars was that a couple years ago? And people went back and found like old tweets of when he was like,
Yeah.
like he made like some gay jokes,
Gay
and they
jokes,
were like,
yeah.
and they were like, fuck Kevin Hart, and he basically, I think he lost the.
But like
job.
gay jokes were so big in comedy back then, and that doesn't
were,
mean
yeah.
that he like
and it
hates
doesn't
gay
yeah, and it
people.
doesn't mean that it, like you're saying too. I don't think it means that that is right, necessarily. But again, I think with context, one, he's a comedian, so I think it's
Right.
a joke.
Right.
It's not like that guy just throwing
And
the
not
R
that
word
makes
at
it right. Like
That-
I
yeah,
think,
exactly.
Like humor is subjective, but I think better humor exists.
Yeah.
Like I don't think that making racist jokes is really
is
funny
top,
at
top
all.
of the line. Yeah.
I don't think it's even a part of a line. I think it's like really shitty comedy. It's shitty like word speak. It's not even comedy. But like I understand that at a point in time it was funny to people,
Mhm.
and that was the standard. It's kind of like how like gay used to be used to describe happy, but the word has changed over time to mean like sexuality. And I think like the R word in 2013 when that guy was using it was genuinely not being used. Like he didn't even think about someone who actually had like a cognitive disability, or he was just thinking like, oh, that means stupid. Like
Yeah.
that's what it meant to him. Like that's how he translated that word in his head.
Yeah.
And now we've like become woke, and we
Yeah.
know that that's like really offensive and mean.
Well, that's what I say. Like, where I think that kind of bringing that back to what he was saying, that person, like, he made a bad joke and someone was trying to like blow that up and get rid of him forever, right?
Mhm.
And like that's where I think those people that are like going out of their way to do something like that, especially to someone like on a Snapchat, on a Snapchat that
Mhm.
somebody has with like 150 people, like.
Mhm.
I think those people take away from the movement. Like, we don't
I
get that
agree.
woke. We it's a good. I think it's a positive of like a net. These movements are a net positive, right?
Right.
We don't use that word and make it mean that way. So hopefully, maybe the next generation of kids or people that are growing up with that won't use it that way, and it
Right.
won't make people that maybe have like those suffer from these actual things, or not suffer necessarily, live with, right? Won't like feel stigmatized because of that. Or in the sense of like gay jokes and racist jokes and shit, like I think it's a good thing that we move past those things,
Mhm.
right? But when you have people like that are trying to hijack a movement, I think this is what Bill Burr was talking about in his SNL monologue that went viral like a couple weeks ago or maybe a month ago. But like people will hijack a movement and then try and just like get rid of people they don't like because of like, and try and like misconstrue what they're saying, like
Mhm.
a bad joke, like Whiskey Man was saying. And I think that really fucks it all up for everybody, because if
Yeah.
it's like the Me Too movement shit, where it's like we want dudes in Hollywood or dudes that have big positions of power that are doing fuck shit to women or to men,
Mhm.
either or. You want those people to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody who's like, I hate the Me Too movement, you're a fucking scary person. I don't want to talk to you.
For real.
But like that movement is a net positive, right?
Yeah.
But like, what's not is when you have fucking, and it's a very small amount of people that do it, but it's the same with the other shit. These people that come out of the woodworks and are wrongly accusing people on purpose, knowingly. And like that shit is so disgusting to me, because you take away from the people that are
From the
actually hurting.
positive parts.
Well,
of
and from the
movement.
people that are actually fucking suffering.
Yeah.
And like that really hurt. That like, I don't know. And maybe I don't know the full details of this case, but I remember Derrick Rose had like a case where someone came forth and says, and I'm a huge Bulls fan, love Derrick Rose. And it was like right when he left the Bulls, and this girl came out and said that him and like his like friends like raped her, right? And then like they went to court, and to my knowledge, he ended up basically came out and said like, no, this girl like it was a groupie, and she came to the hotel and said she wanted me and the homies to run a train on her. We ran a train on her. Sorry if you guys didn't want to hear that, but whatever. It's
yeah, it's the facts.
it's
well,
what
I don't know if it's the
yeah,
facts.
and
but
so that's what he came out and said, and that's what ended up like. I guess nothing ended up happening. Dude's still in the NBA. Like I'm pretty sure what ended up that's what happened, and it just really fucks me up, because there's probably a girl, and we know there is somewhere, that has gone through a situation like that where she was actually had something like that happen against her will, and you coming out to just try and get a check and slander somebody else because you slept with somebody or whatever, like that's so fucked up.
Like that one girl. Do you remember? You guys probably don't remember. That one girl that came out against Justin Bieber when we were in high school, saying like Justin Bieber had my kid.
Wait, didn't
Her name was Maria, and then he wrote a song about her.
no? I saw the one he had one happen like last year.
Actually, I think her name was Mariah, and then he wrote the song Maria just to like be a dick about the fact that like obviously that wasn't her name, and like to call her out on her bullshit. And,
Who was there was one someone just it just happened again with him recently. It was like last year, and
Really?
he ended up some girl tried to like me too him, I guess, if that's the verbiage, if that's a verb. I don't know if that's a verb. She tried to cancel him, basically saying he like sexually assaulted her in a hotel room, and she had like these fake she had basically Photoshop's not that hard to learn, guys. It's really not. So she photoshopped some fucking Instagram DMs to make it look like Justin was in her DMs as her proof, and basically said that he had done that on this night at this show, and she showed her tickets from the show and blah, 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 blah. So Justin pulled up with the receipts and was like, I was fucking dating Selena Gomez at the time. Here's me and Selena that fucking night at my hotel room, blah, 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 blah. And like, and he
Like,
sued her. I think he countersued her for like a
good.
ton of money.
I think people like that should be sued because they're dangerous.
That's fucked up, dude.
It's fucked up, and they're also like offensive towards the people who are actually dealing with
And
rape.
I think that's like my bigger thing, is like not necessarily like, yes, I do think that's fucked up that like it takes away from like someone like a celebrity, like it takes some of their likeness away, and like that, just that headline of Justin Bieber sexual assault allegations, like some people are gonna be like, oh my god,
yeah, people who don't look into it just see that and they're
oh
like,
my
fuck.
god, and so that's why you sue, right? But like I don't even care about that monetary aspect. I just think it's so fucked up that you're ruining it for someone that actually, it's like you're creating the boy who cried wolf shit.
Yeah, I know people that laugh at the Me Too movement because they're like, yeah, me too, like
Yeah.
Like, yeah, if one person says it, of course everyone else is gonna say it, and it's like, yeah, the people who do that really take away from the point of the movement to say me too.
And that's like I don't know, and that's why I just wanted to like not come off as incel-y and like saying that there are these women that come out and it didn't even happen, blah blah blah, because you have those guys that'll focus on that's a very small minority, and I just wanted to like make sure we started with like these movements are a net positive for like humanity.
No, it totally makes sense.
So,
I got you.
But Whiskey Man says the same thing happened to James Gunn. People checked out some of his old tweets and called him a pedophile. Yes, I remember that. James Gunn, if you don't know, have you seen the Guardians of the Galaxy movies with Chris
I've
Pratt?
seen like 2 movies in my life.
Oh my God,
Like,
what are the 2
literally.
movies?
Like Finding Nemo.
It's a great movie.
and
It's a great one to see.
Starstruck.
Is that a Disney Channel movie?
Yeah, it was my favorite movie.
That's your favorite movie?
That's-
Starstruck, dude. I think I've seen that one. What's the plot of that one?
Starstruck.
Who's in that one?
Sterling Knight.
Wait, he was on what else? What show was
First of all,
he
he
on?
was the worst choice they could have made for the fucking
Dude, you
star
know,
of the show, but whatever.
do you know what movie we just watched?
What
Oh
does
yeah,
that
you should-
mean?
we got low battery. She's just gonna switch yeah, it's that one. What was that movie? Fuck.
Rock.
No, it was a Disney Channel movie. Geek Charming. We just watched that.
Oh, I've never seen
Geek
that.
Charming on Disney. We watched it on Disney Plus, and this fucking I'd seen it before, but I just like going through it, and I guess the 2 people, like the 2 leads in that movie, they Do you need me to do this real quick?
I'm not.
Okay.
I like your hoodie.
The 2 leads in this movie though ended up they were dating like during the filming and dated for like 4 or 5 years after, and my sister was like looking up shit about them like while we were watching the movie, and apparently the dude like he physically like abused this girl. They ended up breaking up like
In
5 years
Geek
later.
Charming.
Yeah, but
I've
it was like
definitely
later
seen
down the line.
advertisements for Geek Charming. I remember wanting to see it when I was a kid, but what?
It was like a Disney Channel original. You need me to open it? Oh my goodness. Okay. McKenna doesn't want to go on camera, so I'm gonna fix the camera real quick. Oh my God, no, it wants to be stuck. There you go. There you go. Switch that. But so yeah, this dude abused this girl, and so like I couldn't not think of that while we were watching the movie, the whole time.
That would be on my mind too. I'd be like, I would feel kind of dirty watching the movie.
I'm not gonna lie, we made a
Dude,
lot of.
wanna know what I heard the other day?
What's that?
Apparently Drake Bell, very badly physically abused his girlfriend, like threw her down the stairs.
Really?
Like, yeah, from Drake and Josh. Like
That's fucked up.
recently.
You're gonna have to switch it. I'm gonna have to focus it. Yeah, just flip it around and I'll focus it. Why don't you switch it to me for a second, and then there we go. I didn't know Drake Bell.
Dude, I thought he was like a cool dude. Like
He's- He's
'cause
gone through a
I've seen
bunch of
him,
internet controversies though too.
has he? Because I didn't know that. I just knew that. I mean, I know Josh Peck is on YouTube these days, and
Yeah, he hangs out with the Vlog Squad. I'm a big Vlog
Yeah.
Squad fan.
oh my god, dude, want to know like the worst thing about not being able to work out? It's
What?
like I get pimples now.
From not working out?
Yeah, I don't sweat anymore.
Does that help?
Yeah, it like detoxifies.
Hmm.
Working out keeps my skin clear. But like when I
Interesting.
don't like, what the fuck is
I mean,
that?
I didn't even notice till you pointed it out. One singular.
I know, but if I have one pimple, that's one more pimple than I normally have.
That's fair. I mean, you're better off than a lot of people. A lot of people aren't so
That's
lucky.
true.
So that's what Shia LaBeouf reportedly abuses women too. Damn, that's crazy, man.
I mean, like Hollywood abuses women. Let's be real.
That's
like
crazy.
I think if you grow up in Hollywood, like you're bound to abuse your girlfriend one day.
God,
I
that's
think
so
it's
bad.
well, and I think part of it. I don't think it's like the culture of Hollywood specifically. I think they get so fucked up for other reasons in Hollywood, like
Yeah.
related to their career, that their outlet just ends up becoming aggression. And like if you have a weak female that you're
Beating the
dating,
fuck
to
out
beat
of
the
your
fuck
girlfriend.
out of
I had a tough day at work, man. Let me come get this
Well,
right hook.
Hey,
I had
bitch.
yeah.
Yeah, no,
Jesus
it's,
fuck.
No, it's really messed up. It's same with like pedophilia in Hollywood is like huge.
That's what I hear. I just get like, you hear a lot of that, and then the people I hear it from though, because I haven't looked into it a whole ton. The people I hear it from are kind of sketchy sources, so I never know.
No, it's like real. Like pedophilia in Hollywood is really a
I
big
mean, I don't
issue.
doubt that because I know like
I
even
mean,
child
think about
acting,
yeah,
the
think
child
about
actors.
the child. Just think about the shows we watch. Like
Yeah.
in your head right now, it's probably still very innocent. The shows we watch. If you go back and watch those shows, and look at like just female actresses. It's fucked up, dude.
Well, you know what? You know what always confused me, and this isn't maybe along the serious of lines, but why the fuck on like Disney Channel and Nickelodeon?
Dude, this
like,
water is so good. Like I can't get over it.
she loves the Brita water. McKenna got her some good water. Right
Kind of got me a glass of water, and I'm not one of those people that taste the difference between waters, but this is like quality fucking juice.
High quality H2O right there, Bobby.
I was gonna say quality H2O.
Yeah. But like they always were wearing like 100 layers of clothing, like on these weird channels. Like I don't know why. I just always thought the way people dressed on Disney Channel and Nickelodeon was so fucking weird to me.
I didn't notice it as a kid, but now that I watch like the new show, I don't watch the new shows, but if I see them come up, I'm like, oh my god! Like the boys are dressed in drip, dude. Like they have Kanye fashion these days. Like the little boy. I think it's really cool, like the diversity that I see in Disney Disney shows now. Like I swear every single Disney show that we had growing up, it was all white people. And there was like a token black character.
Oh yeah.
But then
Dude, I loved, what was that show on BET? It was The Real Husbands of Hollywood, and Robin Thicke played the token white character. Like they flipped it, and like it was just really, because it was Kevin Hart, like all these different comedians, and Robin Thicke, because he like does R&B and like soul music, like was the token white guy. And like, so like he was supposed to like get like shit on and shit, but then like Kevin Hart's the main character, so he would like always go to shit on him because everyone would shit on Kevin, and then Robin wouldn't take it from Kevin. It was just really funny, but it flipped it on its head. I don't know.
No, but like now if you look at it, the diversities and also like the young female actresses look like the way a fourth grader should look, like not skin and bones. Like they have body fat. They're like awkward. They're a little like ugly, like, and I like it. Because it's like so much more realistic than like what we saw with Selena Gomez and Bridget Mendler and like these like 13-year-old like little tiny like brittle girls. That was just like so not normal for a 13-year-old to look that way. I think
they were like 18 playing 15 or 16-year-olds, so, or 20 playing.
Whatever it was, they were portraying them in the narrative as being 13-year-olds, and that's just not true.
You know, I was wondering too, like with like Hollywood and stuff, because that's a thing that people talk about a lot of times too in like video games and whatnot, like realistic versus what makes sense for like the experience. And I'm curious maybe to hear what you would think about that, like someone looking a way that would make it more realistic, right? In the sense of like you're saying like, oh, they're a little ugly or whatever, but like isn't the point, and I'm just playing devil's advocate here, of a movie or, you know, an experience like that, to exaggerate, to kind of take you out of reality in some sense, to like
in nonfiction or in fictional TV shows, but these TV shows are portrayed as being nonfiction. They're portrayed as
you're talking about TV show. Okay.
So like if we're like in the Avatar, like the point is to have blue people running around.
But
like if we're in like San Francisco and that's a Raven, the point is like, yes, this is technically fiction, but we're portraying a nonfiction narrative.
I guess would you say, so like specifically bringing up the fact that she was like not so super perfect and you know, like physically attractive. Would you think a movie was less realistic or a TV show if the person was?
If all of the people were, then yes, I would think it was less realistic.
Yeah.
I think having like some really unreasonably attractive humans, unfortunately, they exist. I hate them because I hate people who are unreasonably attractive. Like there's just no reason for someone to like get all of that, you know? Like you shouldn't just be born with those genetics, whatever.
Well, now you can craft it up. Now you can choose. You can literally go to Hollywood and get all the surgeries you want.
Dude,
and look
I
however
was
you want
thinking
to.
about it the other day. I kind of want to like try to go to Hollywood.
I will really badly want to go there.
Me and my ex-girlfriend, actually, we had always talked about like, the summer after we graduate, we're just gonna like go to Hollywood for 3 months and see if we can like get a TV show just for the shits and gigs. Like still pursue our grad school afterwards, still do whatever. But like, I don't know, we have 3 months off, like PhDs paid for, like you don't really have to save up, like you should, but you don't have to. So we were like, let's just fucking run away to Hollywood, see if we can star in a lesbian like Hollywood movie and get famous.
That would be nuts.
That's the only reason I'm sad we broke up.
Damn.
Now I can't go to Hollywood.
That's fair. You can still go to Hollywood. I'm trying to. What is this? Whoa, blue people cancel McCracken. # cancel McCracken. Kill all attractive people.
Wait, was that Kathy?
Yeah. Haven't these guys that beat women ever watched The Burning Bed? I've not seen that. Is that a movie or
Why did Taya say I love pancakes?
I don't know.
Taya, tell us more.
Um,
I think she just wanted to comment because she's at a restaurant and she
That's fair.
felt like she wasn't getting enough attention, so
That's-
she needed us to shout her out.
that's fair. Shout out to
Shout out to Taya.
Um,
You still get attention.
So you got 3 months then after this year, after this next semester,
Yeah,
to
dude.
star in a show,
I'm
a
not-
lesbian show. I'll write one. I want to do it. I really badly want to do an
You know what?
episodic TV show.
Dude, you want to know what I want you to write? I
What?
want to be a Russian spy.
A
Okay.
Russian spy.
Yeah. So
Is this a comedy or serious movie?
a serious movie, and I want to I want it to be like matriarchy based
Okay.
and really gay,
Like a gay matriarchy.
a gay matriarchy.
Will you do a Russian accent? Is
I don't know
that
how.
cultural appropriation?
See, that's the question. I don't know about that. I think
But see, is
No,
that though? Because I don't know.
No,
Because they
it's
did that on
not.
Big Mouth. They uncat. So like the girl who voiced Missy. Do you watch Big Mouth?
I think if you do it poorly, but if you do it correctly and it's acting, I think you're playing a role.
Well, so that's what. Well, this will be
Well,
fun.
but
then.
actually no, because then that would play into blackface.
Burning Bed is a movie. Okay, cool. I will
So
have to
maybe
check
it
that
is
out.
appropriation.
Well, see, I don't know. This is a gray area because Jamie Foxx actually was asked about this a while back about Robert Downey Jr. He did Tropic Thunder. If you remember Tropic Thunder.
Nope.
So-
I've seen 2 movies.
It's it's fair. It's a pretty funny comedy movie that Ben Stiller wrote about. It's like these really shitty actors are like all basically their careers are all like failing, so they like all get in this like movie like it's like their one last chance, and they think that they're going to Vietnam to shoot like a Vietnam like war movie, and ends up basically like they get caught in a real battle and like they think it's fake the whole time and like they're
Oh,
killing real
wait.
people and like real people are
I
dying.
feel like I have seen like clips. Or
So
something.
Robert Downey Jr., his actor in the movie is a white dude, like, and is a super like is a like again they're all terrible like human being actors, like just like gross, like making it's like a movie making fun of Hollywood actors. And so Robert Downey Jr.'s character decides that for this role he has to be black, and so like his character in the movie, so it's not like Robert playing a character and pretending to be black. It's like the character he's playing thought it was a good idea to be, if that makes sense.
No,
so it's like
I
almost
got
two
that.
barriers.
That's convoluted, but
Yeah, and
it's
so like, but Jamie Foxx said like, it's fucking hilarious. Like he was like, it's fucking hilarious. Like nobody's mad about that. Blah 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 blah. And like, I don't know if like I love Robert Downey Jr. and I don't know if I should be mad about that.
I
or
have
not.
opinions. I'm not gonna say them
That's fair about Robert Downey Jr.
about that situation and like whether or not I think it'd be appropriation. But I could be wrong about that,
Yeah,
and I could say something really maybe fucked up. I don't know.
yeah. I don't. Well, so like with this one, then I'll ask you about this one with Big Mouth. Do you watch Big Mouth at all?
No, dude, my
You need
my
to watch Big
roommates are
Mouth.
obsessed with it. Here's my problem with Big Mouth. Let me tell you.
Oh my goodness, Big Mouth is a.
This is what happened. I came home one day.
We're gonna
and-
disagree here for sure.
And apparently, so Big Mouth was on the TV, like my roommates were watching it, and they said to me, like they were like, because I told them like it was too grotesque for me to like watch. I was like, that's fucked up what I just saw. Like that was way too much. And I'm a fucked
Yeah.
up person, but like it was too fucked up. And they were like, Cailin, you literally watched the worst clip that you could have possibly walked in. Like they were like, that was the worst scene Big Mouth has ever produced, and you walked in on it.
it?
I don't remember it involved a penis. I know that, but
Yeah.
it was like
That's a lot of the scenes.
it was it was bad. I don't even remember what it was. I think I repressed the memory.
It's actually a really great, like, it's done by very smart people. First, like, it's Jordan Peele, John Mulaney, Nick Kroll. So, like, a lot of, like, they're very funny,
no, and
very
like I
talented
can't
guys.
even argue it because like all of my roommates, whom I think are very intelligent people, and like, but they even told me they were like, if I walked in at the point you walked in, I also would hate Big Mouth.
Well, I had the same thing, literally the same exact experience as you. My roommates were watching this when I had gotten home from my apartment the first time I'd ever seen it. And I was like, what the fuck is that? Turn that shit
Turn
off.
that shit off, yeah.
And I didn't want, and then months went by, and then they saw them watching it again, and I was like, "What the fuck is this? What are you still watching?" And they were like, "Bro, come on, sit down." And I watched it. I was like, "Wow, this is not
And,
only
like,
hilarious,
yeah.
but like the last episode. I'm not gonna spoil anything for anybody. The season 3 came out a couple months ago, but we just watched the last episode or season 4. The last like 2 episodes, I almost cried during one of them. Like it's just like it was so sad. Like the one of the gay characters is like just like going through like the process of having to, like, his mom knew he was gay his whole life, and like she knew it, but like it was an unsaid thing. And then like he was like, Mom, like, like I'm gay, whatever. And then like she was like suppressed. I don't know. She like had weird feelings about it, and like she felt weird now after she had like seen a text message of him and his boyfriend. And like I don't know, just like I would see like just like seeing those things, and like they do a really really good job of like portraying like everybody, like you're talking about diversity, like everybody under the sun and moon is talked about here, and like their sexual experiences.
Yeah, no, it's definitely something I do want to watch. Like because
Sure.
I want to give it another try. I know a lot of really smart people who think it's really fun, and really funny people who think it's really funny.
Yeah.
But honestly, like I gotta get through Gilmore Girls first.
Gilmore Girls. I never watched Gilmore Girls. I don't
You
plan
should.
to.
No, you should.
What's it about?
A lot of
even?
guys like it. Like I know my sister's boyfriend loves it. My other sister's boyfriend loves it. They're both like they're not like little like stereotypically petite like they're like men.
Yeah.
And they like
they're
that shit.
men. Yeah.
Like
I love
feel like-
Vampire Diaries. So is it along
Dude,
similar line?
let's
That's my.
talk about Vampire Diaries.
No way. You love Vampire Diaries.
I love. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you. Me and my roommate
No,
have a
are
death
you-
wish to like binge watch, re-binge watch the entire thing.
Do you know somebody? Lauren was it? I think it was Lauren Hansen went to Mystic Falls recently. I saw on her
My sister went
Snapchat
to Mystic Falls and bought me a shirt from there in high school. Actually,
That's fucking dope.
yeah, it was badass.
But who are you? Because this will determine if we're going to talk about this or not. Are you team Stefan or Damon?
Before I say that, I want to preface.
Oh god.
I watched up until season. I think.
You didn't finish it?
Wait,
I watched the show twice.
Darren.
Oh
There's
my
a
God.
reason. No, because I watched it when it was like they were actively coming out with new episodes in high school, and then they only had up to season 4 on Netflix, and then after that, like the time it was premiered, for some reason I like wasn't able to tune into it live, and they weren't releasing the episodes. I didn't have Hulu at the time. They weren't releasing the episodes on Netflix, so I had no way to continue watching the show. And then I got to college and I didn't have time to watch TV anymore. So my roommate and I are trying to finish the last. Well, I think they went up to season 7.
8. I think they went
8.
8. Yeah.
Okay,
The
so
last season is only like a few.
so I'm technically
episodes.
only halfway, but I have watched the first 4 seasons twice, and now I just have to get through the rest.
Okay,
but
so through season 4.
through season 4, I'm definitely Dame. I hate them both. What the fuck, dude? I literally hate that they just try to control Elena's life. Like, that bitch wants to go do something bold or, like, take her life into her own hands or take matters into her own hands, and they step in like heroes, like they think they
I
are.
love Damon. I'm a team Damon.
No,
all the
I'm
way.
Team Damon too. I just hate the concept of like they think they have to protect this bitch. Which, to be fair,
I think she sucks.
I
at
think
everything.
she sucks. I hate Elena.
There's-
I hate every fucking character in that show.
That's what I love though. That's what I love about the show though. You will be like, fuck yeah, Matt. I,
I
love
like-
Matt, and
I
then you
like
go the
Jeremy and Bonnie. Those are the
next. Oh,
only
don't
two.
fucking say you like Jeremy ever again.
I
Never
okay,
say
but
that
I
shit.
definitely do like Bonnie.
No, it's like no. I feel like every single person and people that don't fucking watch the show are like, what are these idiots talking about? But so it's a vampire show. It's great. It's on Netflix. I heard it's not gonna be on there much longer, so you should watch it.
No,
really
you're
fast.
lying to me.
But I don't know because
Oh, I've
everybody
gotta
tells me
say.
about that with like The Office, with everything. But it's,
I would pay for the seasons on Prime if I have to.
so it's
but-
like it's because of the streaming wars. Like, so The Office is getting moved to like
Mhm.
I guess like Peacock TV is the name of it. I don't know. Like whoever originally owned The Office, maybe it's ABC. I don't know. They have their own streaming things. So like now they're like, we're gonna finish up. We're gonna put The Office over there. But yeah, Matt should have died season 1. I'm with you, dude. Team McKenna's Team Stefan. So it's no with that show. What I think they do such a great job is I will go like 8 episodes fucking hating somebody, and then for like an episode or two be like, that's my fucking favorite
Yep.
character, and then it'll flip again in 2
Yep.
episodes. I'll be
No,
like,
they
dude,
really-
fuck you.
They keep you on. That's how they keep you attached.
I know.
Because there comes a point where you can't add any twists to the story anymore, but you can add character twists, and
Yeah.
like they're really good at doing that.
But I think I will say this, and maybe I again haven't watched it recently, but I have watched the whole show twice, and I watched like almost all of the originals, and I was gonna watch the other spin-offs.
I didn't
but
like
just,
the originals.
And actually, the first season's not very good, but after that, it's pretty
wasn't.
good. Actually, I'm not gonna.
What
lie.
about Teen Wolf? Teen
never
Wolf,
watched
I've
Teen Wolf.
watched all the way through at least 3 times.
Isn't that like Damon's real wife is on Teen Wolf, or was she was in Twilight? Nikki something.
I don't know.
Ian Somerhalder's wife is like what
Mhm.
played a vampire also, but like in Twilight and not.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird. And he was dating Elena in real life for a long
He
time.
did, yeah.
Him and
I
Nina
just found
Dobrev.
out about that actually.
Yeah, I guess like when they won like the Teen Choice Awards, like Best Kiss was like they were just broken up, and like they had to accept the award together, and it was hella funny. It's on YouTube. It's fucking
I
hilarious.
mean, hopefully they were in that like weird stage at the beginning of a breakup where like you're still like trying to be friends, and they were like, yeah, we're just friends.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to spoil anything that happens later on in the show for you. So I'm
If
not
you
gonna
haven't watched,
comment.
you would love Teen Wolf. My brother and I loved that show.
Really? I
We
just-
would watch it everything Monday night.
I'm just like too attached to Vampire Diaries and like the
you
whole
gotta
lore.
try
Like I
it, dude. You
understand.
remind me a lot of my brother. I think you'd like it.
We should have your brother on the podcast sometime.
I think you should too. I think he'd love to do it, honestly.
That would be fun. That would be fun.
No,
I haven't
I'll
talked
talk to
in a
him
while.
about that. He comes home a lot more than me.
I haven't talked to him in a while, so we used to hoop like every weekend. so
Yeah, we all did. All of us
Yeah.
together.
I do.
I remember feeling so cool when I hooped with you. 'Cause, like,
Really.
dude, you were like way more popular than me growing up.
Dude,
So
I
I
was
was
not
like,
cool. I've said it so many times on this podcast though that I was not that cool.
you didn't think you were cool. I think you had like insecurities, so you didn't think you were cool. But like, you were definitely way cooler than the rest of us.
Definitely. I really have to disagree with you there. I mean, I appreciate it.
I
but
think you were like really popular in grade school. I don't know about high school. I think
okay, in
popularity.
grade school, I don't know.
Well, that's
sure,
what I'm talking
maybe.
about.
Oh, okay,
High
maybe.
school, I think popularity more or less was subjective. I think you were like
Yeah.
popularity existed within friend groups, but not like between friend groups. I don't think there was like one group that was.
They're all their
superior.
own universes. It wasn't a multiverse.
Yeah,
yet,
we all
so
had our own reality shows.
That's cool.
I want a reality show. Really, I think it'd be really funny. to
See,
have a
I want to
reality
do
TV
like
show.
an office styled comedy show about
That'd
like
be
a different
badass.
profession.
Dude, whatever you end up like, can we do like some sort of YouTube skit video or like some challenge?
Dude, I really want to do that's why I was joking with you about when you said you wanted to be in a TV show, because I really badly want to do like an episodic TV show and like sit down in a room with people and like writers and like write out like a 10
I'll be
episode
living
series.
with Aleda this summer. There's like an 85% chance I'll be living in Genoa City this summer, and we could try to do something.
That'd be
Because
cool.
I plan on, so like I could get an internship or whatever, but I actually think I might just end up working at Target
do it.
with you.
I mean, I hope I will see if I'm still there. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
a seasonal employment,
I
so I
just-
think they choose. It's like a draft.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works actually.
I don't know. I want whatever my job is to be full time somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's hard to get full time at Target, so I don't know.
Yeah,
But yeah, I'd be living there, and we could write an episodic.
that would be cool, dude.
Yeah,
That would be so cool.
that'd be badass. I would love to do.
I just
that.
want to do like a fun like comedy show. I was thinking like either around maybe like I wanted to pick something like how The Office decided like, oh, let's do a really boring like The Office, right? Like an office job and make that super fun. And I want to do that with
a
something
Russian
else.
spy.
Well, we could do a Russian spy. That would be cool. What I was thinking was like either like a gas station or wow, I have some experience in the pizza industry, so
Yeah.
could do that.
Can I
based
like
off that.
work as like the person at the register in a fast food restaurant?
That would be cool.
Yeah,
We have to come up with our own fast
something
food
like
chain. though.
quirky about.
And it would
Darren,
have to be-
This is the perfect tie over. Remember when you said you had $1 million idea?
Yes,
I do. You want to know what it's called?
I do want to know what it is.
Everyone.
This is $1 million idea. This is breaking news, never before seen or heard.
This is
Right here on
like
Detox.
if someone steals this from me, I'm gonna be pissed because I plan on doing it in my retirement. The company would be called Chick-fil-A, and we would have this would specifically be to because Chick-fil-A, as we know, is racist, misogynistic,
Yes,
homophobic,
yes.
all of the bad things.
Is the food good though? Because everybody says it's really good. And
Dude, I've tried one of their chicken sandwiches, and I can tell you that I have air fried a chicken sandwich equally as tasty.
I wanna try their crunch wrap thing. I've never been there my whole life, and I mostly because I like really disagree with the shit that the company like so openly stands for,
Yeah.
and like so like I've never done it. I've never gone there, but I hear a lot of people love it,
A
and
lot
like
of people love it, and I think those people they just like are addicted to their chicken sandwiches.
you can get chicken sandwich anywhere.
Yeah, but they're addicted to it. I
That's
think fast
crazy.
food does some shit to their food that makes you addicted. I truly think that.
Oh, I don't.
I think
doubt
there are like
that.
additives that they
Dude,
like.
they're definitely added. You know what? There's additives in is fucking Cheez-Its, dude. Cheez-Its specifically, or
Probably
Goldfish.
like cocaine in those fuckers, because even I haven't had a Cheez-It since like
But you know,
8th grade,
you
but
know
I
when
want
You
it.
can feel it right now when you eat
like
one.
I
dude,
want to Cheez-It.
I hate it. It was like one of my because I loved them so like it was something I really liked growing up, but I couldn't not eat the whole box.
Yeah,
Like,
white cheddar's the best.
yes, fuck yes.
White
You
cheddar
don't like
has
the white
extra
cheddar?
cocaine.
Yes. See, exactly. It is
Extra cocaine in that one.
extra coke.
Yeah.
What's the $1 million idea though? Before I
Well,
forget.
Chick-fil-A. So
What is it?
Chick-fil-A.
Maybe Chick-for-gay.
No, Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-gay. That just kind of sounds I mean, we can workshop it.
I
We can
mean,
workshop
I guess
it.
here's the thing.
like
It's my $1 million idea.
That's fair. It's your $1 million idea.
Anyway, but no, and like it's gonna be so outwardly flamboyant. Everything's gonna be air fried. By the way,
I love air fryers are the best.
it's gonna be a
appliance.
healthy twist on Chick-fil-A. All of the same type of stuff except air fried. Also, we're gonna have a dairy-free menu because I'm lactose intolerant. But we'll add dairy if you want dairy.
Oh, never mind.
We'd have vegetarian options too.
Yeah.
It would just be like a farm to table, whole food based Chick-fil-A. And for like the bathroom, rainbow everywhere. We're gonna have like a unicorn. You know those air fresheners that like squirt things out.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna have a unicorn one that like shits really good sense.
That would be
Like,
sick. That would just be cool.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. I love like,
Me and my sister are gonna start it together. By the way.
that would be sick.
Yeah.
I remember was it when we were like in 8th grade or like high school, like freshmen, like when like, or maybe I just was ignorant to it and didn't know beforehand, but wasn't that like around the time that like gay like adopted, like the LGBTQ plus community adopted like the rainbow flag as like a thing? Or was it before that?
Oh shit! I don't know when.
Because I
we
thought
did
that's
that.
when it happened, but like, because I remember being like, dude, that's fucking sick, and like I remember like, and then like getting shit on by like a lot of my friends being like, bro, are you gay? Because I was like, I didn't know what, I was just like, dude, because I always like loved like that color, like I like the rainbow. I don't
Yeah.
fucking know. It's
You're
just
a
like
human.
a silly color. Like it's like cool to fucking see all the colors and like
Yeah.
whatever. And I remember like them being like, I'm pretty sure I remember the day that they were like, this is it now. Maybe I'm wrong. Can you look that up?
I mean,
McKenna? 'Cause
even
I think
if you
that's
are
pretty
wrong, it's
important.
probably just when like people started, like 8th graders started figuring
Figuring
out about
out,
it.
Yeah. And so like I don't know. I remember same thing in my pop culture. I had a pop culture like in society class like my freshman year of college, and I remember like one of the first days or so, like my teacher was talking about like, what was she talking about? Something with like men like being forced to feel a certain whatever, I don't know, something along those lines, like with, you know, stereotypes of men and women and whatever, and like asked me how I felt about it or something, and I was like literally wearing like a really bright pink hoodie and like pink flamingo Vans and like like skinny ripped jeans, like, and I remember just being like, I feel okay with myself. I feel like that's on people that are very insecure that can't handle the color pink and whatever. And like it was just like a really funny thing in that class. But did you figure it out when it was? It was 1978. So
Basically,
I just missed
8th grade boys just figured
just
out
then
about it.
figured
They
out
just
about
figured out that like being gay is a thing.
Yeah.
And that you should make fun of gay people. So that's what they did.
Do I give up? And I want to ask you this. Maybe you wouldn't know because you're not like you're a lesbian. I don't know if that you're gay.
I
but
am gay.
You're gay. So like I don't know if you would. People call me gay all the time.
Mm-hmm. Are you asking me if I think
If
you're
you
gay?
do I have gay?
I have a great gaydar.
Do you have a
and
great
I've
gaydar?
never
I've
assumed
never
that
heard
you
a
were
gay person say that they don't have a good gaydar though. So
That's because most of us probably do.
so
We're clearly in tune with sexuality.
but I was made fun of a lot and told that I was like gay.
No, but I think I know why, and it's because you're like an empathetic, like caring, emotional guy, and little boys like think that's gay. I truly think that's what it is. I think like if
So
you're in tune with
I
your
am-
human instincts of like emotion,
that makes you gay
little
in their
boys
eyes.
think you're gay.
Then I am gay as fuck.
You're gay.
Yeah,
I don't.
Gay as
Well,
fuck.
no, I don't think that their metric of definition is
No,
true.
I don't think it's right. But to their definition,
To
then I
their
would be gay as
definition,
fuck.
you would be gay. If
Yeah, I'm up. I'm almost at 600, and now we're gonna get canceled. We did? We hit 600 subscribers live? No
Bum,
fucking
bum,
way.
bum.
Congrats to all you
Congratulations,
D-bags. Now
Dan.
you guys have to tell me what you want me to do for 600 in the live chat at some point. But I want to ask Cailin a couple more things before I let her go. Your IG rants.
Oh my god.
I don't know how we didn't talk about this last time you were on the show.
Well, because I think it was more of like a collaborative me
Yeah.
and Taya thing.
So you go off on,
I go off.
on IG a lot.
I do.
What do you like have what it like inspires you to just like
I'm schizophrenic.
put that all out?
I'm just
really?
kidding. No,
I was
I'm
just
not
gonna be like,
schizophrenic.
damn.
I want to talk all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's a problem. And sometimes I'm alone and don't have anyone to talk to if I'm like in my room. And so I just start talking to Instagram about my thoughts. It's more or less a constant stream of them, so there's always content to be produced.
Yeah.
But yeah, I literally sometimes I think about things and I'm like, the people need to know.
Are you somebody that has to sometimes like I guess too, maybe this will kind of tie into what we were just talking about before with the last conversation, where we kind of really didn't know where we were going or what we were like thinking until we actually started saying it. Are you somebody that like sometimes need to just think out loud a little bit? Because I definitely need to
because this is my problem. Like I have so many thoughts that like no thought is more significant than another. So like me thinking about like, I don't know, if I envision like an artichoke in the middle of a road, like getting run over by a tricycle, like that is equally as significant to like my thoughts about like performing well in school and like applying to things and getting my assignments done. Like because I have so many thoughts, I cannot prioritize one over the other. So the only way for my brain to like actively recognize that one thought is more important is to either write it down, say it out loud, or like literally.
No, I literally. That's
or
what
like
I
if
wanted
I want to remember something, I need to speak it into reality because otherwise it is equally as important as an artichoke being run over by a tricycle.
I'm literally. This is why I wanted to ask you about this because I am the same way, and I kind of had a feeling that you might have thought the same way too. I think I watched Kanye on Rogan, and I haven't really watched a whole lot of Rogan anymore because I've seen a lot of kind of fucked up shit from his camp, and I'm not a big fan with a lot of people that whatever. But he had Kanye on. I'm not gonna not. He'd been talking about it for years. I was not gonna not watch it, and I listened to it. And Kanye sometimes was making no sense, sometimes was making whatever. But I know, but there was a part that like I like so much. Like I saw myself in the way this dude, the way he thinks, and like him and Rogan like we're exploring the way he thinks, and it's not linear. And like when he put it that way, like he like thinks like in every direction, and like for me that was like, oh my god, that clicked, like that made so much sense. Because when I'm like going through my day, or if I'm at work and maybe I'm not doing something that's super like my mind isn't super like intensely on it or whatever, you're just kind of like going when you're doing things like brushing your teeth, whatever.
Really passive.
Yeah, I'm thinking about, like you said, like I might have some weird random thought going this way, and then like what I actually need to do that way, and whatever. I don't think linearly until I write shit down. I have a checklist over there. I have a checklist in the other studio. I have an agenda. I have to write shit down on my phone, dude. I have so many video ideas or music. Like I'll write a line and then it'll turn out being a whole song around this one line because I got an idea one day at work. But if I didn't write it down, I will at the end of that day at work be like, what the fuck was I thinking about earlier? I cannot remember for the life of me. And it's the same thing where sometimes I don't know how I feel about something until I start speaking about it.
Yes.
Like
you don't know how you feel. Like you don't know what your opinion is.
I have to hear myself start like, and sometimes it's really simple. Like sometimes it might be like a really simple take where I'll say it and I'll be like, wow, that was fucking dumb. I was like, wow, I definitely agree with the opposite. And like, I didn't know until I fucking said it out loud to myself or said it to someone else. And then I'm like, shit.
Literally, you're speaking my reality right now. Let me show you. So this happens to me in the middle of the night too. Like I have thoughts in the middle of the night and it wakes me up and I don't want to forget them. So I have a list of things that I think about in the middle of the night. And it literally is just this is shit that I think about when I wake up
just
at 2 in the morning.
Dude, yes.
And I have to write it down because if I don't write it down.
See, yeah, yours is in very good
I
format.
do it
Mine
in bullet points by number because it needs to. And this is one list. So and then the lists get too long and I can't like organize the list anymore. So then I make new ones. So this one is called morning stuff. This one is called morning. This one's called morning reminders. This I have. Do you want to? This is my list of lists.
See,
like,
yeah, I can't do. Mine is just like I will literally do a single note of one line of one thought that I had in my notes. Like I have.
I
literally
have to write in detail like what the thought meant, what I want to do with the thought, if I want to remember the thought.
Mine are all just random. Like that's when I'll take pictures of something that'll be like, okay, that'll remind me of that later, and I'll like it'll be like the most random thing. Like I will like see a car at a stoplight and be like, oh fuck, dude, and like I'll like be thinking like, dude, I should. Oh my god, I was like, I figured it out. I'm gonna do that by Saturday, and then I'm like, whatever that was, and I'm just like taking a picture of this random person's car. I'm also really
bad. Like that's why. So I like forget what my hobbies are and what I enjoy doing because I'm so habitual and I'm so do what I have to do before do what I want to do. So I forget like what I enjoy doing, and it's not until I actively think like part of my anxiety comes from like I constantly feel like I have to be doing something regardless of whether or not it makes me happy, and I forget that there's always an option to just do something that makes you happy instead. So I have like a post-it note on my wall like a list of things to do when I don't have other things to do. Like, for example, draw or like color or play Minecraft or something, like
Yeah.
something fun.
Yeah.
Because I'll forget that like that's something that I enjoy doing, and that's
That's
something I
crazy
can
that
do
you
when
s-
I'm bored.
Well, that's just crazy that you struggle with that too. I literally have post-it notes in my studio, and I think I have some over there too, that like with reminders of similar things
Like
because I
fun things that I want to do when I get the chance to do.
yeah,
them.
because I freak out and I'm like, because like you said, you have to do what you think you have to do what you have to do before you can do what you maybe want to do,
Yeah.
and like
Well, and I think most people are like the opposite in the sense that like if they want to do something, it's really tempting to them. So like they'll have a productive task that they can't focus on because they're so busy focused on like, oh, but I want to get done with this so I can do the next thing.
yeah.
For me, it's like if I have something to do, I forget that there's anything else in the world I can be doing. Like the task at hand is all I can focus on. And until that is done, I will not think
Yeah.
about doing like temptation is not a part of my life. Like I'm
Yeah.
tempted by nothing. It's insane. I wish I were tempted by I'd be mentally more healthy if I were tempted by things. But it is
That's
truly
crazy.
so easy
That's a
for me
take,
to
too.
just like do to just
Really?
do like robotically.
Wow, so you should
Get help.
no, I mean, sure, we should all get help. I wish I was getting some help. I was gonna say, like, you're definitely somebody that can do mindless like work. Then, if that's the case, like,
Yeah,
and I wouldn't picture you as somebody that could do that.
I can actually do mindless shit.
I can't stand.
I'm actually I'd say I'm mindless 90% of the time. Like that's why I've started like trying to make journaling, and I'm trying to start meditating, and just like I have a
You should make content. That's what people in.
funny. So I had like this wokeness the other night. Oh, I also have like a list of reminders, but
Whiskey
I-
Man said that I should do a boxing match for 600 subs. If someone wants to fight me, I have a lot of bottled rage that I keep very far down within me, so I will probably kill you unless you are way bigger than me. So maybe they should be bigger than me so they could put me out of my misery. Kepi says also, I think Cailin has a lot of potential being an internet personality if she wanted. I've said this to her a million fucking
Aw,
times.
Thanks, Cap.
We said this on the last show. Like, you should, dude.
But like, no one's gonna like.
I'll watch and I will push it
People that
until
know me would watch me, but I'm never gonna like blow
you
up.
would. There's a girl on TikTok that actually kind of reminded me of you. Like even in like in physical like appearance, like she has like a similar.
Delaney
like-
Brown.
No. This girl, dude, I'll fucking send her. I'll send a video to you. She only does like positive like thoughts video. Like she's always just like trying to like teach people like a positive mindset or whatever. So like not necessarily like content wise, maybe you would do something like that. But
I feel
she-
like I could be a TikToker for sure. I feel like if I just put my Instagram rants on TikTok,
you should. You 100% should. I'm dead ass. Like I promise. Yes, you would blow up, and I would, yeah, that would be awesome. That would be so cool, and like I really think you could. And
but now I've said shit about like demisexuals. I'm actually gonna.
yeah, but they'll cancel. It was on my show, so they'll come for me.
I don't
And
think
so as
that's how
long as
that
you like
works.
hire me back onto your,
When I get home, I'm gonna research like, is it rude to say like that demisexuals shouldn't be a part of the LGBTQ community?
well, they can. We're not saying that they can't for sure. We're just saying
on
that
the
you were hesitant to say that they were.
I
a
don't know.
part
I
of
was
it.
pretty explicit.
Okay,
I
well, I'm
think.
trying to give you the benefit of the doubt here. So, but yeah, you could definitely become an internet personality. I mean, just with the rants, I think would be enough. But yeah, there's this girl on TikTok that like actually like physically looks like you slightly and like has like a similar vibe, but it's like all like positive mind. She did a fucking collab with Dr. Phil. So she's fucking huge.
Wait, who? This girl on?
This girl on TikTok, I will send her. I will find
I
her
love
and
Dr. Phil.
send you a video. Dr. Phil is hilarious to me. But other than you researching that, do you have any questions for me, Cailin? We're at the 2:18 mark.
Oh Jesus! No, we're not. What
Yeah.
time is it?
It is 8:21.
Oh no!
Are you-
Aleda said that she didn't want to come pick me up if it's at like 8:30. Are you sure, dude? Are you sure? Well, Genoa City. It's like a 10-minute drive, but
Okay, so
well-
McKenna's got the ride plug.
okay. I'll text Aleda. I
That's fair.
have a ride. No worries. Okay, sorry. Do I have any questions for you?
Do you have any questions for me as
Oh,
we
shit,
get
you
close
put me
to
on the
wrapping
spot.
this
I would
up?
have thought about something. I'm sure I have questions.
I was gonna say that. Well, that's what I was mentioning earlier with you and Justin. I think before we went live, like you and Justin, I think I've had people have asked me questions for sure. Like whenever I asked that at the end, but like other than like you and him, like we've never like kept going like exponentially longer
We really
because of like someone asking me a question. Like a lot of people, I think sometimes get nervous to come on the show, and like I usually have to spend most of the time like easing them into it, and then by the end, it's usually very good. Which is I take a lot of pride in that. It's hard work sometimes to do it, to cohere people, to be like, hey, be
Dude.
yourself. You're awesome. Because that's why I have people on. It's because they're
That's
awesome.
how I feel on dates. I
Really?
hate going on. Honestly, I've like come to hate dating because, like, as you know, I'm very outgoing and like
Mhm.
I love to talk, and it's super easy for me to do. Like, I just don't get nervous doing it, and I hate it when I'm like on a date with someone that I literally have to run the entire conversation, because I'll never have an awkward silence with anybody. Like, it doesn't matter
Yeah.
if they don't even speak words. Like, I'll keep talking and like there won't be an awkward silence, but it is energetically demanding to like
Hell yeah.
carry a conversation for 45 minutes on a date when I'm just like, oh my god, I'd rather be at home. Like,
Well, see, it's
Just
tough for
talk.
me when I meet people, you know, if and I'm not gonna say, well, yeah, fuck it. If I meet people at, you know, at work or at school or whatever, and like you just try and like you said, I like to talk to people. I like to kind of like, I feel like getting to know people is really fun for me, just because like I get to see how other people think. I think I'm a psychopath, so I like to like see how normal people think or different people think,
right,
and like
yeah.
it's just really interesting to me how other people think.
I think the best part is like learning, like coming out of a conversation and having learned something that nobody else learned because they didn't have the conversation the way you did.
Yeah. Oh, that's a really good way to put it too. I just like, so like I really don't like small talk, but I was a bartender and like I worked with people my whole life, so I know how to make small talk. And like I get frustrated when when people know, like if I'll try and like make small talk to like segue into like I don't really fucking care like about how what you did here or what you did there. Like I want to like know you, or at least try to. Maybe if you're a fucking terrible person, I'm gonna know very quick.
All right.
But like I just get really bothered when I'm like, oh, like how long have you blah 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 blah, and they're like 3 years, and
yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's cool. What do you like it? It's fine. Okay, well, like what the fuck am I supposed to do with this? You know, like I can say some shit, but if you're I could say, oh, what's the best part about it? What's the worst part about it? So if you're just gonna give me fucking one word, then it's like
I want people to over explain.
that's what
Like,
same
I
thing.
want you to give me details that I didn't ask for. Like, me asking you a question is merely a prompt for you to write an essay for. Like, there
That's
is
a good-
no
Yeah.
like, I'm not asking you for like your multiple choice fucking answer or
Mhm.
like your true or false. Like, I'm asking you as a human because I know you can speak words and string them together into sentences and like give me some good content.
No, I'm the
Not
same
that
way.
like your job is as a person is to entertain me,
Yeah.
but like your job as a communicator, I think, is to like describe.
I just like I think too. It's like when you get to know people, different sides of people. McKenna's gonna die. She has to pee. Why don't you go pee?
I also have to pee.
Why don't you go pee? We'll wrap. We could talk for fucking hours. We'll have you back
Like,
on.
let's be real.
Yeah.
Like, if we don't stop now, we're not gonna.
We might as well fucking start a second podcast
two.
and just do one where we host
We're gonna
it.
do a Tuesday special.
That would be cool. That would be cool. I will. Okay, so I will let you go. McKenna has to pee. Cailin has to pee. I have to pee.
Who gets the bathroom first?
You guys can
I
go
think
first.
Kenna does. She's jittering.
Okay. I'm sorry, guys. Says McKenna. No, it was super fun having you on.
Absolutely.
I
Thank you.
always love having you around. It's fun talking
Dude,
to you.
I will definitely hit you up when I'm back in town again.
Absolutely.
sure.
I've got
Can write
January and
that.
February booked right now. Almost.
I
almost
won't be
booked all
back
the
in
way.
either of those months, so
Okay.
don't worry.
Okay, good. With all other than that, let me say thank you to our patrons. They should be up on the screen right now. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. There's some private videos over there. If you want to become a patron, go to patreon.com/Darren Rita. Otherwise, thank you to Kenosha Auto Insurance for sponsoring this episode. Everybody that tuned in live, if you're listening on Spotify the day after or whenever you're hearing or watching this, thank you. We hit 600 during this podcast, so this is a big deal. I will see you guys in the next episode.